Good morning, good morning. How is everybody today? Oh, happy days. I'm so happy. Delphine Brooks has finally stopped avoiding me. How many shows has she been here? She's come to see me before a pop. This is it. I've been waiting for so long for our show with Delphine, for our shows to be reunited. And oh my word, we've got one of the best ones yet. What a show we've got. I'm so pleased that there's loads of people already watching this morning, already buying on pre-order. We are going to be doing our first Delphine project this hour, just to make it fair for everybody, because normally if we wait till 11 o'clock then we say sorry, it's sold out. So yeah, we've scheduled it nice and early for you today. It's going to be a brilliant show. Yesterday was amazing. Thank you to everybody who sent in lovely messages as well, for Alice and Marion. And of course, yeah, we did something a bit different yesterday with the Primal show. I just want to say also, it's not something that we're ever going to be able to do regularly, and it's not something that we also really want to do that regularly. It is something that is part of Gemporia Group, and I'm really pleased that a lot of people got involved and enjoyed the show. And fingers crossed, you know, even if it helps one or two people, even if then it makes all the difference, doesn't it? So thank you for letting us have that hour yesterday with Poppy, because it was pretty informative. Now, we'll do the early bird and then I'll show you pre-order. Are you ready? Early bird today is going to sell out very, very quickly. This is 2.5 meters of fabric that I've never seen before. It's brand new to me. It could be brand new to you too. Special price of $16.95, and that's 2.5 meters pre-cut. I love that it's got this lovely mottled background. If you're thinking of bag making, if you're thinking of quilt backing, if you're thinking of cushion fronts, cushion backs, if you're thinking of lining, this would be absolutely beautiful, wouldn't it, for toy making? Even the draft excluders actually. Goes really nicely with the brand new Moda fabric. We've got Dollie the draft excluder, and look, it goes really, really well with the nice Modas as well. The Moda fabric we're going to be launching later on at 11 o'clock. You're going to see it in Delphine's second project, but it goes really, really well with that, so it's definitely worth making the most of it. How gorgeous is Dollie, by the way? Kat's already got her eyes. She's already nabbed one of Dollie for her. She says that she's got a bit of a drafty door, new front door. $16.95. Loads of you are multi-buying. Just so you know, it comes pre-cut into 2.5 meter pieces. It is a quilting weight cotton. Oh, is it a slightly lighter weight? Feels like a quilting weight to me. Yeah, it's quilting weight cotton. £16.95, and that's for 2.5 meters. Good morning, everybody. Who's here? Tom first in this morning. Oh, aren't they gorgeous? The draft excluders are amazing, Tom. They are table trained, I'm being told. They are table trained. Morning, Debbie. Good morning. Oh, morning, Linda. Good morning. I thought that was you being funny, Kat. Oh, well done, Tom. Well done, Tom. I must say a huge thank you as well to Judith. Thank you so much for my amazing, gorgeous little cardi. She said that she hasn't knitted for so long, and she's made me a beautiful baby cardigan, as has Rachel Ilsley. And I got some beautiful gifts. Claire from Native Lighting got me the reverse light. Do you know, the flippy one for the nursery? Oh, I love that. Absolutely love it. Vanessa, good morning, good morning. There's less than 10 of the early bird left, just so you know, and there's way more than 10 of you that have got these in your basket. So just be aware, it is that lovely mauve flowers. As I said, if you love this colour, don't forget to watch at 11 o'clock or have a look on pre-order, because we've got some beautiful complementing fabrics in the brand new Moda range. Yesterday, I put together my own complimentary bundle to go with that fabric. I did ask Kat to check it afterwards, because I thought, oh, I know that Lorraine will be on to me. Should we go, no, Vic, that doesn't work. So I did ask Kat for her expert opinion after. But she says, no, why don't you put it together a complimentary bundle? So I did, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'll show you that later at 11. Early birds now sold out. Well done, everybody who's got it. Oh, sorry, Dollie. Right. Now, let's have a look at today's show. So this first hour, we've got Delphine Brooks, eagerly awaiting in the wings. And have you seen Felix? Oh, my word. Right. Oh, no. That's not Felix. That's Dollie. Elliot. Felix is the fox. This one. It is absolutely incredible. I can't stress to you enough how amazing that is. Rebecca Reed's been in this morning and she was in awe of this. Everybody's been in awe of it. His eyes are just incredible. Now the detail is amazing. I've been watching on the Facebook fan page, and there's so many people who have loved Delphine's Applique projects, whether it had been the Highland cow, I don't really want to say that word. Highland cow's been one of the most popular that we've ever had in the history of Sewing Street. The tiger, Tasha, we've had Daisy the cow, we've had the elephant, we've had Jerry the giraffe. All of them have been so popular, and I've seen loads of them on the Facebook page. So if you've had a go at any of Delphine's Applique projects, this is one definitely to take your skills to that next level and learn even more. So that's this first hour. 9 o'clock, we've got fabric bundles galore. Kat, I'm slightly concerned about how much we've got to get through in that 9 o'clock hour. There's loads. Dollie the dog is going to be on pre-order very soon, by the way, if you're looking for it. We're just waiting for confirmation on a couple of things in the kit, so just stay tuned because that will be coming up at 10 o'clock and it will be on pre-order. I'll tell you as soon as it gets on pre-order. 11 o'clock, we've got that brand new Moda Folktale fabric. All of that is already on pre-order and already selling. And then 12 o'clock, Rebecca Reed is so excited. It's going to be me here with Vanessa, who you might have seen on air before. We've got a very popular book back in stock and some beautiful kits to make. Can you see behind me? The elephants in pyjamas. Oh my word, they're so cute. And the kits are brilliant because you get everything that you need to make the toys and all of the different accessories as well to go with. So very excited about that. Right, let's start with Felix. Are you ready? Now, this is the one that is now the most limited. Delphine, we need to talk to Delphine in a second about these instructions because they are absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot more in this one. Normally you would have, I think Delphine said about 12 or 14 pages, whereas this, you have got over 20 pages, you've got 24 pages. And as always, it's so comprehensive, it's so thorough. Look, it's also in colour. So you've got your colour placement guide just to make it easier for everybody, and it means that you know your hand is being held the whole time. This is your next step in your applique. This is your next step in your free motion. If you've done any of Delphine's projects already, then this is like that natural progression to learn some more skills. Obviously there's a lot more pieces to this one, so just be aware. I don't want somebody to take this on as their first ever sewing project and be daunted by it, but with Delphine's help, I know that you will absolutely love it. $54.99. So not only do you get Delphine's amazing, thorough instructions, you also have 1.5 meters of white for your background. Then, you get, it's the first time I've seen the blues. I absolutely love it. Doesn't just mean blue colours. I absolutely love it. It's like as in the blues, the musical blues. Look, like a little musical stave. Oh my word, I love it. This is the first time I've seen this collection. It's amazing. Oh, look at this. See, it's going to look incredible in these blues, in the blue colourways. They are so gorgeous, aren't they? So you've got all of these different prints, all the Moda fabrics. You get loads and loads of fabrics. In fact, how many squares do you get in here? I want to say 40 as well. Loads anyway. You get all of your 10-inch squares from Moda, which are brilliant value for money for $54.99. I can't wait to see all these. You get 42 10-inch squares. Thank you, Kat. 42 10-inch squares of designer, beautiful Moda fabric for $54.99. You will absolutely love them. So that's the blue colourway. That's the blues. We also have the one that Delphine made the project out of was the Homestead range. Do you know, I said to I thought earlier on, I've no idea what fabric it is that she's used. I wouldn't have guessed that it were this one. There's so many different colours in here and it's really beautiful. This is the Homestead range and it looks so gorgeous. Loads of you checking out already. Don't forget, you get your instructions. You have 1.5 meters of fabric of vanilla for your background. And this time, this is the one that Delphine used to make up amazing Felix. $54.99. Oh, there's so many of you who have got these in your baskets, just to be aware. Incredibly limited now, incredibly limited. But look at all of these amazing 10-inch fabrics. Moda, I know a lot of people who choose to solely only use Moda for their quilting because of the quality. It is beautiful, and they put Precuts on the map. They're so famous for their Precuts, and you can see that you get all of these different prints. It works so well. I think Delphine sort of focused on using more of the reds in here, but we'll talk about how to organise your fabrics and how to get the look that Delphine has with hers. £54.99, 42 10-inch squares, plenty of fabric. And then, finally, one more. We have got your instructions. We've got 1.5 meters of your background fabric, and this time another Moda amazing fabric collection called Balboa. It's the first time I've seen the Balboa range as well. Where have I been? Oh, okay, I think this was launched over the birthday. Is this new to you as well, Kat? They're lovely. Kat's seen the fat quarters. I've not seen any of the pre-cuts. They look amazing. Did we have them by the 1/2 meters as well? No, just pre-cuts. But the 10-inch squares are great because any of the larger scale prints, you don't lose them that you would in a smaller charm pack. These are big examples of each print, aren't they? Good morning, Susan. Morning, Vixen crew. Looking forward to seeing Delphine. Oh, I know. Judith, thank you so much for my lovely prezi and my gorgeous card. I was she on camera then? Sorry, Delphine, that Elliot's just on one today. The expression on the fox's face is amazing, says Lynn. Oh, isn't it just incredible? It's just the eyes. It's just the eyes. Look. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so cool, isn't it, Lynn? Lots of people absolutely loving it already. Please do make sure you're checking out. I'll keep you updated on stock levels as we go, but I don't want anybody to miss these today. Lots of the Balboa are in baskets. Loads of people have already got those in baskets. Now, today, we also can do something that I know a lot of people have been asking about. Hundreds have already gone. We managed to get as many as we possibly could from Delphine. Now, because these are obviously, well, you're looking at double the amount of pages than you would normally get, and you're also getting full high-res, amazing colour images, it's supposed to be a lot more expensive. It is more expensive to print. It's not today. And I must say, Delphine, that's very naughty of you because you've taken the hit on this, haven't you?
Yeah, but you know, it's nice to give something back.
Oh, they're amazing. It's so lovely to be back with you.
Oh, so lovely to see you.
Please stop avoiding me. I've missed you so much.
I miss you too, lovely.
Oh, this is another absolute corker, isn't it? I think every single time that Delphine comes in, you always get really nervous about your designs, don't you?
Yeah.
And every single time we're like, that is just incredible.
Yeah, I do. Well, I always do because it's my imagination, isn't it? And putting it out there, and especially on the telly, it's always, yeah. This is what's in my head. This is, you know, it is nerve wracking, but
it must be amazing seeing your imagination though come to life and seeing the finished project.
Yeah, and I always base it on the boys. If the kids recognise what it is, then for example, I hold it up, and if my boys say, "Oh yeah, it looks like a fox," then I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take that." I'm a 6-year-old, but. Yeah, so it's just getting to make sure it's because I can come up with different ways, different angles, and do I add the tail? Do I not? So it's lots of different variations. There's a lot of drawings go into making that. I don't just come up with it like that. It's a lot of work.
And the instructions are a lot of work. This one in particular has been.
Yes, I've been very generous with the instructions on this, and again, I've got to thank Nick, my husband. He does a lot of the graphics for me, but because there is more pieces, that's why I've done full colour instructions.
Okay.
So
that's surely more expensive, isn't it, to do?
It is, but it's going to be a lot easier for you to follow, and.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we go through the instructions, just make sure you take your time and just enjoy it, like with all the projects, and don't rush it. It's not supposed to be a quick job.
No. And so do you think that this is like that next sort of natural progression for anybody who's done any of your applique projects?
Yeah,
This is
100%.
a bit more to it, isn't there?
There's a bit more to it. There's more pieces. And I think if you've done a few of my projects so far, you're used to how I write my instructions. You're used to how I put things together with the placement guides, etc. So if you've done a few of my projects, then this is definitely one for you to take it to that next level.
Just so you know, we're down to less than 30 of the homestead, the one that Delphine's got behind her. And you focus more on the reds because you get loads in your 10-inch charms, don't you?
You could make this 3 times over.
Really?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you get loads of fabric in those. And they're lovely charm packs, aren't they? The Modas?
And also with the fabrics, because the charm packs, the layer cakes, they're all separated, aren't they, into all the different colours. Like you say, you've got the reds, you've got the greens, and use that. What I tend to do whenever I get a charm pack or a layer cake, open it out, separate the colours, get your reds, put that in one pile, get your yellows in another, but then a green. So that's your colour palette.
Right.
So rather than, I know it's hard to just go, oh, well, I really like that fabric, I want that to go with that. Think about your colour placement. Think about what fabric's going to be next to each other. For example, if you think about the fox's features, you want to make sure that all the reds and everything at the top of the head are really, really strong in colour. Yeah. And then obviously it goes a lot lighter underneath here because that's what a fox looks like.
Yeah.
But if you had the same fabric next to every single piece, if I put this feature in this same fabric, you'll lose the dimension of it completely. So make sure you don't have the same piece of fabric next to another piece.
Right, okay.
If you are using the same fabric, maybe something a little bit different in print, maybe.
Okay.
Or stitch it differently to define the feature, otherwise it will look flat.
Yeah, no, because it is really textured and you don't want to lose that.
No.
You've done all the hard work for us by creating these different textures and levels. So many people are messaging in. Laurie's just said, morning Vicky, Crew and Delphine, how wonderful does that fox look? Well done, Delphine, for another very clever design. Julie's just said, I've just come to the conclusion that this gifted lady never stops. Her dreams must be electric.
I don't sleep.
Do you sleep? I was going to say, do you have time to sleep?
The thing is, I've always said I'm so lucky to work with the show and to get given all these amazing fabrics and come up with all these different ideas. And it's just a blessing. I love it. And
we're the lucky ones, aren't we, everyone at home? We're so lucky. And I always say this, Delphine isn't just, one of the most incredible designers. She's also one of the most humble and amazing people and our friend as well. Yeah. It's just been the most amazing year, hasn't it?
It's been an incredible year, yeah. I mean, it's been just over a year since I was on. The 13th of March was my first show with you. Do you remember how nervous I was?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I've never sweated so much in my life. I was ever so nervous. But, it's been an incredible year. Love it.
Right, so... We've got less than 150 of the instructions on their own, just so you know, and we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It sounds like a lot, it's not. So just be aware, whilst Delphine's going through her demonstration, to check out as soon as you can. Right, where are we going to start, Delphine?
Okay, so I printed mine off because I didn't want to cut into one of the nice brochures there. And the reason why mine's not in colour is because my husband's too tight to pay for any more printer ink. Yes, Nick, I'm blaming you if you watch it. So what you do, I do say in the instructions, you cut them out, don't tear them out. There is cut lines in the instructions and it is on really good quality paper. It's 150 GSM. Weight paper, so it's not going to be as wrinkly as this. So what you're going to do, you'll tape it all together and then you've got your fox shape. You're not going to be able to see mine as well, only because, like I said, it's mine's just on the outline, but yours is full colour. When you come to trace over each piece, bear in mind anything that's going to overlap, there is a dotted line that Vicky's got in the when you go through each piece.
You can see.
So you cut around those pieces, and then when you come to like the facial features or the bigger pieces, you'll see there's little lines that's dotted, where that's where a piece will be underneath another piece.
Okay.
So say for example, the hair just round his chin here, that's going to be slightly bigger because that's going to go underneath other pieces. So bear that in mind when you cut out your pieces. Have a look at the template, and there will be a dotted line. That's to say you need to cut that piece slightly bigger to make sure it overlaps and goes underneath. But that will all come apparent when I'm doing the putting it all together. And also the only other thing is I used a little bit of black felt for the eyes and the nose piece. The reason why I did that, because I really wanted them to stand out. Black cotton will work as well, that'll be fine. But if you're going to be doing very small pieces, I think I've done it in the Daisy, the cow, and a couple of others. It's just easier to do smaller pieces in the felt because it stops it from fraying and it's easier to sew with.
Brilliant.
Right, so that's that bit. So everything is been cut out by using the single squares, apart from the 2 pieces. Now I've already done this for you. So these 2 long pieces, all I've done is I've taken one square, one charm square, and I've cut it in half. So then it then measures, what is it, 5 by 10 inches, so 10 inches, and you just sew them together at the ends, and that's how you get those pieces.
Oh,
I use the same piece of fabric, you can mix it up. This is your piece of work, you can do it, you can go as crazy with the fabrics as you like, but remember to make sure that nothing is exactly the same when you put your placement pieces together, otherwise you'll lose that effect and it will look a bit flat.
That's what's good about using the charm packs, actually, is that they all coordinate, but you've got enough versatility to be able to play around with different prints and colours, haven't you?
Well, it's what I've said before. Moda, they've done all the work for you. You haven't got to think about your colours, not really. And like, there's so many different prints and fabrics that you could go completely random, and it will still look absolutely amazing.
The 10-inch charm packs, by the way, somebody's just asked. This is the Balboa, which is the one that Delphine's working with, and you get so much fabric, so you can really be picky, and you'll have lots left over to be able to use for other projects as well. And we've also got the Moda, the blues, and we've got the Homestead, which is the one that Delphine already made the wall hanging out of. Sorry, back to you.
No, so I've already pre-cut all my pieces because I want to get this done. So I want to show you some of the extra features that I've done with the fox. I've done some free motion on there, so I want to show you how to get those details. So you just get all your pieces cut out, and there is a placement guide as well in the instructions. So, and once you've done it all, once you've laid it all out, then what you can do then is what I did earlier is I took a photograph. Use your technology, use your iPads, use your phones. And what I did, I've already taken the photograph on my phone of exactly how I want it to look. So you can just sort of see it there in the background that I've just taken the picture there. So I'm going to have that as reference only because I don't want to touch all the instructions.
So have you made this up already at home?
So these are all these pieces, all loosely put on here.
Oh, so before you stick it down, it's a good idea to cut them all out and place them down.
Absolutely. So you know that you're 100% happy with where you put in all of your pieces. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to slowly go through. So before you go anywhere near it with an iron, you make sure you are 100% happy with your pieces. When you trace, because you will need a bond web, quite a bit of it, or you can use interfacing as well.
Okay.
So interfacing is fine, but if you're going to use an iron on interfacing to draw around and cut out your pattern pieces, make sure you've got like another adhesive there, so whether 505 spray or a bit of Wonder Webbing or anything like that, just to stick your pieces down. If you are going to use your Bonder Web or your interfacing, as in all my patterns, always draw on the glue side, the rough side of the Bonder Web, because otherwise the pattern will be reversed, and this isn't symmetrical.
It isn't, no.
So just bear that in mind. If you're putting it down and you're thinking, hold on a minute, that's not following the same with the pattern, just think, what am I drawing on? Am I drawing on the glue side or the wrong side?
Oh, that's a good tip.
So just bear that in mind when you're doing that.
A lot of people asking which is the one that Delphine's made up. It's the Homestead. The one that's already on the wall, the reds, is the Homestead, which is the main graphic. I was also going to ask, how do you cut out your pieces? Do you use scissors? Do you use a rotary cutter?
I use a mix of rotary cutters and I use both. So for the large pieces, I like my big rotary cutter, but I am a real fan of using the smaller one. If you do have the
28mm,
yeah, the smaller one, only because you can really do all the details a lot easier. And then anything that's got like the when you're doing some of the hair, just a good small pair of scissors, but you can do the whole thing with a rotary cutter.
Okay.
Just be careful of your hands and take your time and make sure it's got a really sharp blade as well.
Brilliant. They're the 28mm clover ones, which are very, very handy indeed. They're only £8.99 as well. They're useful for lots of your applique projects, aren't
yeah,
they, the smaller ones, to get around the curves. And
if you tend to do a lot of applique or Oh, there's one piece there. If you tend to do a lot of applique projects, then it's a no-gamer. You need to need a pair of those, definitely.
Ellen says Felix is stunning. Suzanne said, morning all, I love Delphine's design, just amazing. Melanie's asked, are you going to do a cushion as well of Felix?
Oh, I suppose I could do one day. I wouldn't, never say never.
The queen of wall hangings you've been called. Sue said, morning Vicky and Delphine. Wow, the fox is amazing. Love all of Delphine's designs. Amazing woman. I know. Fiona Hesford said, good morning ladies. Morning Fiona.
Hello. I'm making a mess ready for Elliot.
Another message come in on the website. Teresa says, just booked my first Delphine project. Can't wait to have a go. Amazing project. Oh, let us know how you get on, Teresa. You love being tagged in all the pictures on Facebook as well, don't you? It's
yeah,
nice to see everybody's makes.
I love seeing everyone's makes. And also, you know, if you ever need any help, of course, I'm here as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sorry, I'm just making a noise. I'm just making a noise and a mess.
I'm so pleased Susan got up extra early. A lot of people saying they got up extra early to make
did
sure they got this.
We got up extra early as well.
Yeah. We had to make sure you were on early today because otherwise there wouldn't be a project to do probably if we waited till 11 o'clock.
It's I don't mind getting up early, especially now the nights are...
Oh, it's lovely and light,
It's lovely
isn't it?
and light now, isn't it?
And the boys are back at school, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Oh, they'll just be getting their school shoes on now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so good having them back in school.
I bet they're
good.
so happy to be back at school.
Oh, yeah. Just being around their friends
Yeah.
and yeah. I'm really lucky actually. The boys are amazing, but and it's also quite nice as fellow sewers can probably appreciate just having my own sewing space.
Yeah.
Just having
No homeschool space
no,
anymore.
and you know, not being interrupted for snacks and every 5 seconds. So, you know, I love them dearly, but it's quite nice to have my own sewing time
Yeah.
back. So
This is going to look completely different, isn't it?
it's going to. I love this colourway. I think it's stunning. Am I allowed to say that about my? Oh,
Yeah.
I think it looks nice. This is where I'll probably find I've left an eyebrow at home or something.
If someone's not done something like this before and there's a lot of pieces, would you write down, you know, what parts they are? So ear
Yeah.
section or
So what I would
nose
do
or-
is write down the colour. So in the, well, nose and the colour. So on the placement guide, you know, get some felt tip pens, you know, just do a little colour because no one's going to see it on the back because it's written on the Bondweb
yeah.
glue. So you'll be peeling that off anyway, but at least you'll know where it is. So use the instructions, get some felt tip pens out or some colouring pencils and just mark on there the colour at the back. That's what I would do.
Ellen's just said, morning, just ordered Felix to go with Delphine's cushion. I think a lot of people are making a whole collection of your sort of series of applique projects now.
Oh, love them. Like I said, there's some interpretations of some of my patterns of better than what I've actually done. So keep it coming. I love seeing what people are coming up with. And the daisies, I've seen a few daisies over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And incredible, really nice.
Here's another one. In fact, Trisha sent in her daisy. Send in all your pictures. We'd love to see them. It's great to show them on a Delphine show, especially. Morning, both. Loved Delphine's designs. I finished my daisy and
look.
really enjoyed it. Oh, I think that's the one I saw on Facebook.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Oh,
We have got another one as well. Oh, where's it gone? Oh no, it's gone. We'll find it in a second.
there we go. I'm nearly there. Oh, it's quite therapeutic, this bit, isn't it? When
Oh, I love the Bondweb part. Oh, so many people messaging in for you. You've got to have a good read of these.
Oh, I will.
Delphine is the most talented guest, in my opinion. Very skilled artist, you are. And that's the great thing about it, is that you look at it and you think, I can't do that. I'm not an artist. Delphine's done all of the hard work for us. They're all your drawings. And I know that you say you work in hand with Nick as well, your husband, to be able to do all of these designs.
I do. I said I couldn't do it without Nick. Like I said, he's the graphics man. He's does all of my CAD and everything. So yeah, I couldn't.
What's CAD?
computer aided design. Is that
Oh,
right,
okay.
Elliot? I
There you
think.
go. There you go. Yeah, he's saying yes, it is. Have just got the instructions. Well, add it to my future Delphine Brooks mixed media art project stash. Waiting for my son to start nursery next month as he's terrified of my sewing machine. Amazing work, yet again, I love it. My bank balance may not, but I do. Oh, thanks,
treat
Charlene.
yourself.
Angela's also said, love Felix, got all of Delphine's animals. She's inspired me to do my horse myself. Any tips on what to use to draw on reverse of Bondaweb? Do you use a friction pen or a pencil?
I just use a standard biro.
Okay.
Yeah. Just be careful. If you might get it on your hands a little bit, but no, sometimes it's just what you can grab hold of. So, but don't use a friction pen.
Oh, don't use a friction pen.
I've done that
actually.
before, haven't I? I did it on air.
Yeah, because as soon as you press it, you lose all of your...
You lose all that hard work.
Oh, dear.
So as you can see, I'm really taking my time in my placement and making sure there's no gaps. I'm referring to my picture, but like I said, I did this at home, so I've lost an eyebrow somewhere. Yeah, it will show up eventually. Couldn't have gone far.
Elliot said, I lost an eyebrow on a rugby tour once. I think they shaved his eyebrow off.
Oh, did they?
He said, I didn't. It got pinned down, or were you asleep?
There we are, let's put him, excuse my head.
Is it likely to be out in the...
No, it will be here somewhere. It will be under all of my rubbish. It will show up. Oh, there it is, there it is.
Found it.
Found it. So it's getting there. It will really, once I put the eyes on, that's when you'll really see it come alive then.
Be very careful if you've got the instructions in your basket, because we've got less than 100, which sounds a lot, and it's really, really not. We've got a lot of you who want the instructions on their own. Any tips of fabrics to use if you are just getting the instructions on their own?
Again, mix them up. Mix up the patterns. Don't be too matchy-matchy. Is that, do you know what
I know you said that it would look great in Cafe, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, it looks stunning. Oh, Tula pink.
Tula. I know that Rebecca Reed, she was saying it would look lovely in sort of tweeds and different textures as well.
That said, just mix up the colours. That's the most important thing when it comes to any type of applique project like this, is mix up the colours and the textures. If it's, so you just don't want it to be flat. That's the only, excuse me, I'm going to put my head right underneath here then.
Do you lay all this out on your ironing board or on your ironing mat? These big ironing mats are good, aren't they?
Oh, these are amazing. Yeah, I need one of these in my life, absolutely. Because I've only got a board at home, and
is it manageable on an ironing board?
yeah, well, yeah, because I do it fine on an ironing board. What I tend to just do is lay it all out on my cutting mat first, pin it all, and then take it over to the ironing board. And then you can just take the pins out bit by bit. But if you've got an ironing mat, this is much easier, especially if you do a lot of applique, then invest in one of these, which I will be doing in the break, I think.
Have we got any of these?
If you've got some.
I think it's the Prim
Sorry about the head, my head's
ironing
in the way.
sheet. Oh, Sheila's just said, hi Delphine and Vicky, I didn't sleep last night as I don't have an alarm clock and I didn't want to miss Delphine's show. Oh, I ordered my Fox pattern. I have all of Delphine's patterns and I love them. She's asked, can we make to sell them?
Yep, of course you can.
There you go.
I've put my angel policy in there. Yeah, got no issues at all about you selling your work. We've all got to make some money. The only thing is just don't sell the pattern. And if anyone asks where you got it from, just give me a nod.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. Fair enough. Brilliant. Oh, it'll be great when we can go back to doing
I can't wait to start doing workshops.
I can't wait to come to your Felt and Fizz nights.
Oh, Felt and Fizz, that's the best.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. We've, what was that? Sorry, Kat. Oh, we have got the prim ironing sheet. It's on the website. You just need to type in prim ironing sheet. It's $39.99. But it is great because it's also got extra little pockets so you can put your little in fact, you could have had that the other way around and you put all your little Bondaweb bits in the bin.
All your little Bondaweb bits, yeah. I said I'm saving all this for Elliot in a bit.
Yeah, he said chuck it on the floor. It's fine. He'll deal with it.
I know he loves clearing up
cleaning.
after I've been in here. He was like, you can always tell when you've been in here. There's stuff everywhere.
Alison's asked, do you know how much backing fabric you need for this project?
Well, it depends on what size you want to do it. I think what's my finished size?
I suppose you could put borders round the edge, couldn't you, and make it an even bigger quilt, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, I think Rebecca Reed was saying about making it the centre of a bed quilt.
The finished size of it is 36 inches.
Yeah,
36 inches by 36. So, yeah.
So, yeah, about that. That's my finished size, because I've done it wall hanging size, but if you wanted to do it bigger, it all depends on how big you want to do it. This piece I've actually done a little bit smaller, but you can, yeah, you can do it whatever size you like, really. Or you could even just do it and then put it on a canvas and have it as a bit of wall art.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the eyes, though, make sure you really make them stand out. Choose something that's completely different. Here we go. So I'm just coming to the last few pieces now. There we are.
How will it look in the blues, do you think?
I think it will look stunning in the blues.
Look, what were you saying, a silver fox?
I think if you're going to use the blues, use the really rich royal blues for where I've done the orange and the red.
Yeah.
And then go the lighter colours around here, but use the white for the eyes.
Right. Oh, okay. Oh, that would look amazing.
Yeah, that would look fierce. That would look really cool.
If you do want the blues, which is the one that I've got here, it's your side graphic. It's £54.99. They're all 10-inch squares of amazing Moda, and they're all such cool deep blues. You've got creams in there as well, which would look amazing for the eyes. That would look amazing. Plus, you've got your instructions and you get 1.5 meters of white for your background as well. The eyes are amazing. Right, how have you done these? Is this felt?
This is just a piece of black felt. I said it's just makes them stand out more, and it's, look at that.
Oh!
And it's just easier.
So cool.
Now this is where you just play around with your pieces. Like I said, I'm doing this without a placement guide in front of me, so if you're doing this at home, you take your time, make sure you get it right.
Good. That's the Balboa, by the way. It looks amazing now it's coming together.
So you just have a good tweak around. There we go.
It looks more like an aged fox or a wolf.
It does, yeah. Well, you could make it as a wolf, just make it grey. If you're going to make it as a wolf, just make his nose a little bit wider and fluff out this little bit, and then you can make it. Well, there you go. You got 2 patterns for the price of one. Right then. So when you're happy.
Are you happy?
Well, yeah. I've got to go for it. Press, don't iron.
There's a difference, isn't there?
There is. As you can see, I'm not moving it.
Do you need it with a dry iron or a steam?
I use a dry iron. You can use it with steam, but I tend to only ever work with a dry iron, really. Unless I'm doing a bit of quilting, then sometimes I use a bit of steam.
Ellen said I ordered the Henry Glass chicken fabrics last week, and I thought it would be fun to make Felix out of that.
Oh, yeah. Stunning. Yeah.
Good idea. Do you have to stitch this project? April said. If not, hang on, let me just read this properly. If so, do you do it as you go? And what stitch do you use? We're going to talk about the stitching in a moment, aren't we, April? Would you use a Teflon sheet? Sue's asking.
I don't, but you could do.
You're just a rebel though, aren't you?
Yeah, just make sure you've got a clean iron. That's all you've got to think of, really. Which I didn't check. Yeah, it's clean. Sometimes when I do applique, I just use an off-cut piece of fabric. So, or you can use those applique mats. You can use. It all depends, because like you say, I'm just a bit of a rebel. I just go for it. I probably should follow some more rules like that, really, but.
Alison Marion says, absolutely stunning. Love that colour demo as well. The demo colour, it does look really nice in this colour. Also, talking of stunning, oh, your Cornish pasties yesterday, Alison.
I've heard about these.
They were so good.
She's so lovely, isn't she?
Oh, just amazing.
Oh, I love her.
And look, we've got chocolate eggs as well.
I know, I might have to have one of those in a bit.
Oh, honestly, thank you so much, Alison. Our lunch was delicious.
Okay, so I'm fairly happy now that everything is sewn down. Pressed in place. Give those eyes another. Okay, so now, once you are happy that it's all stitched in place, stuck in place, what you're going to start thinking about sewing it and taking it to the machine.
You do generally need to sew it, do you think? Now?
You do need to sew it. So what I would do, even though the bonder web's done its job and it's stuck everything down, well, apart from my nose, which I'm going to go back on and glue down, I would still put a few pins in it. Because as you're taking it to the machine and when you're moving it around the machine, things can come up loose a little bit. So the bonder web's not permanent. It can, if you handle it a lot, it can get a bit loose.
Okay.
So especially bigger pieces, just put a few pins in it and it's just going to make sure it's going to be really sturdy during the sewing stage. Now with the sewing stage, you will sew round each piece, and I'm a fan of a blanket stitch. But if you don't have a blanket stitch on your machine, then a zigzag stitch works fine. You can use satin stitch or even a straight stitch, depending on what you're going to use it for. So if you were just going to use it as a wall hanging, you could get away with just doing a straight stitch because you're not going to be touching it a lot. But if you're going to be using it on a bed or anything like that, you want to make sure it's sewn down really, really well.
What did you do on yours?
I used a blanket stitch on mine. So I'm going to get that really stuck down. Because obviously the felt.
Do you think the felt takes a little longer?
The felt, yeah, it takes a little longer to stick because it's thicker and it's going through onto the eye underneath as well.
Oh, it's so clever, isn't it? Just love it, absolutely love it.
So imagine I've gone round every single piece, and that's all stitched down. Okay, so imagine we fast forwarded about, I don't know, about an hour probably to get it all sewn down, and also mix up your thread colours as well. Try and use a matching thread, or it could look really cool if you're using, something really bright like the cape or whatever to like a variegated thread. So yeah, imagine I've done all that, and then we're going to give it a few more details because I don't think you can see on here, the eyes are actually even more fierce than they are here.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, we want to bring out the texture and so it's almost like when you make a cake or a recipe, you want it to. If it's all the same texture, it's all a bit flat and boring. So you need to add more texture and more fun to it to really make it stand out. Now this is optional. You don't have to do free motion, but this will just add that little bit more, pack a bit more of a punch.
Brilliant.
So I've already set it up to do a bit of free motion. So what I'm going to do, have we got any friction pens?
We'll grab one. Do you put your wadding there? Do you have to sandwich it first?
Yeah,
or?
so a lot of the projects I tend to sew just the top first and then quilt, but this one you make a quilt sandwich first. So get yourself a piece of wadding and your choice of backing fabric and baste it really well, especially around the edges where you're not going to be sewing. Make sure there's no ruffles or anything. The reason why I've done that is because it's going to make the features stand out a little bit more.
Right.
When you're quilting them, but if you just did the top, it will just be a little bit flatter. But it's your preference. If you're fairly new to sewing, you might want to just sew it all down with just the top first. But if you're feeling a bit more confident, then do it with the quilt sandwich just to give it a bit more of a 3D look. So what I'm just going to show you is an example of features. Well, I'm going to use a friction pen because so it will go away once I've drawn iron on top of it. But if you're not confident and you just want to add in a few details, as you can see, it's coming. I need to glue that bit down. So all I'm doing is thinking, right, I'm going to add on some more lashes, I think, there. So I'll draw a few of those. And then almost like you're putting your makeup on, you know?
Yeah.
So you're just drawing on a few more lines. So I'm going to have a few lashes there. I'm going to come out the side there, right there. And also for the nose, I'm going to give it a bit of hair. I'm just literally just scribbling on it. Just to give me an idea of where I want to sew. So I'm going to come off the nose a little bit there.
Yeah, because you don't need to follow these lines exactly. This is just reminding you once you're at the sewing machine what it is that you wanted to do.
Where I'd like to go, because it is a big project. It's just nice to show you on a smaller one it's easier, isn't it? Because you can see everything that you're doing. But when it's big like this, you're like, oh, where am I going?
You lose a bit of perspective.
Yeah, and you can put a bit of hair on the ears, and then just give you a bit of a guide, you know. And you could give them a few whiskers here, give me a bit of chin hair. You could even put a bit of hair. You can even do a little bit here as well, you know, like give him a bit of chest hair. So just play around, because when you iron over it disappears anyway, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going in.
Now you've got your machine set up for free motion, so you've dropped your feed dogs and got your foot, the free motion foot on.
I'm going to get that one. This eye's been a bit, I've peeled it off, haven't I? I have. I've done that before, where I'm like,
why is it not sticking? And then you still got your backing paper on. Wendy Orlando, morning ladies. Wow, this is my favourite so far and love the colours.
Oh, bless her.
Definitely feel confident now to have a go with free motion after listening to my mentor Delphine.
Oh, Wendy, bless her.
She says, I'm not going to lie, I wear gloves. The quoting gloves. She says, but I'm hooked. She did me a lovely free motion cushion.
She's doing really well with her free motion.
Yeah, she's doing amazing.
Okay, so remember, you're in charge when it comes to free motion. Don't be scared of it. I'm just going forward and back, forward and back.
And you're using a black thread to do this?
I am, yeah.
In the bobbin as well?
Yeah, in the bobbin as well. You can use a grey. Well, you can use anything you like.
So you're effectively just drawing with your needle. Sewers find it strange the first time they do this to go backwards, don't they?
Yeah, it is. Well, I suppose it's like with anything, you know, if you're not used to it. But you're just drawing with the sewing machine, you know. And if people get afraid of it because they're you know, like, oh, it doesn't feel right because what's happening. But you're moving it.
Yeah.
The machine's not moving it. The feed dogs are down. So you're the one doing the work.
So you can stop and start.
Yeah. So I would have blanket stitched that bit down, but I'm just going to go over it so I'll make sure it doesn't move. And then I'm just going to line out the nose a little bit so give it a bit more definition. So that's just a quick sample on how you do the eye. So there's the difference.
Oh, that's made such a difference already, hasn't it?
You see, just a tiny little bit of stitching, and you know, go over it a bit. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a bit lumpy. It doesn't matter. Just add as much as you like. It certainly does, doesn't it? I mean, look at the difference.
Even if it's not, you know, you don't need to worry about being the neatest. I think it actually adds even more depth and texture if you're going over the same lines.
That's it. And I think, you know, and also if you went over that with just a tiny little bit of white in the corner there, it will just add that sparkle. Also add a little bit of white in the pupils as well. So I'll just do the other side. And just to go to show, because that side, I've said that they're not symmetrical. So it is going to look different, but that's what's going to bring it more character. And stop it looking like a cartoon fox. You know, it's going to give it a bit more, make it a bit more realistic. So go in again.
Really limited on the instructions on their own. They look like they're about to sell out. To check out if you've got them in your basket. And we've got less than 10 of the Homestead range, which is the one that's behind Delphine. So you get 1.5 meters of your white. You also get all of your 42 10-inch Moda squares, which are amazing from the Homestead range. So the red ones you can see in the picture on your side graphic. Plus, obviously, your amazing pattern. And can I remind you, should not be $9.99. It really should not be $9.99. When we were discussing it this morning, I just presumed that they'd be £19.99 because you've got double the pages. How many pages do you generally get in your instructions? They're always thorough anyway.
I usually do about 12.
Okay, so they're still nice and thorough.
But these are 24 pages, so.
And you've got your high-res pictures, you've got your really lovely glossy paper, and yet they're still £9.99. So definitely worth checking out on those as well. Willow's asked, do you prefer to use an open or closed toe foot?
I use open.
So you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, I like to see what I'm doing. There you go, just go back over it ever so slightly.
Maureen says another wonderful demo, fantastic box.
Oh yeah, look at that. If I say so myself, I quite like that.
Oh, yes.
I mean, look how fierce his eyes look now. Look at that.
Oh, nice. He looks amazing, doesn't he?
It's cool, isn't he? Right,
really cool.
Do a little bit round the nose, and then what you could do then is you could change to a grey thread, and then you'll do the hair. So if you're going to be making, I want the eyes to be the standout feature. So I wouldn't go anywhere else with the black. I would stick with, I would then go to a lighter shade, like I have on the other one. I've done a grey, and even a little bit of white. So
yeah, have a look at the other picture, Elliot.
Yeah, I prefer the eyes on this one now.
Oh, it's so cool.
So, but I can't. Have we got time to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll just have to change the colour.
Do you use a 50 weight thread? Julie's asked.
Yes.
Yeah, just your standard
Standard
thread.
thread. Nothing fancy. Just
Brilliant.
yeah.
Just while Delphine's changing over, let's recap the bundles because loads of people are asking which are which. So let's go with the one that's behind Delphine first. So the one that was already made up with these amazing reds is this one. Felix comes with a metre and a half of background fabric. Metre and a half, which this time is in cream. So you get a metre and a half of this. You also have all 23 pages of your instructions, 24, sorry. Plus you're getting lots of photographs, you've got your layout diagram, and you can see this time in full colour. All out for this one, gone all out. So you've got a real helping hand if you are taking your applique to that next level. Plus, look at all of these homestead fabrics. 10-inch beautiful squares. Now you can see you've got a huge selection of reds. You've also got blues, you've got greys, you've got greens. It's amazing, isn't it? So this is the one that Delphine's used. Just so you know, we are completely over allocated in baskets. There's way more of you that have got it in your baskets. There's over 40 of you that have got it in your basket, and there's less than 10. So if you have got the one that Delphine's already made up, so this one in your basket, check out now. $54.99, that's to make this. The yellow, the ears, oh, it just works so well. It does look incredible. And the blue eyes, that's probably going to be the last chance to get it. The blues, you get a metre and a half of white for your background. The finished size of Delphine's project is 36-inch. But of course, you've got enough here. You could do some lovely borders around the sides, make it even bigger for a bed, a quilt on a bed. The wall hangings look so striking though, don't they? This one's going to be really, really interesting, actually, seeing the blues and these greys come together. Ah, right, Kat's saying that she's tempted to put in some denim or different textures with this one, actually, as well.
That would look wicked. Yeah, love that. Is she clever?
She is. She's very clever indeed. The textures would look amazing. $54.99. Not only do you have your 10-inch charm pack, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Metre and a half of white, and you get your instructions for $54.99. And then finally, we've got one other Moda bundle, which comes with your instructions, a metre and a half of your, is it cream? Vanilla, sorry, it's vanilla. Vanilla this time, so you get your instructions, you get a metre and a half of vanilla, and then you have this time the one that Delphine's working with. We've seen how it's come together and it is incredible. Loads of you have got this one in your basket after seeing it come together. All you need to add is a little bit of black felt from your stash for the eyes to give you that amazing piercing eyes. Just $54.99 and full instructions. Plus remember, we're so lucky that we're able to be a live interactive show every day. If you've got any questions, get them in for Delphine. Jot down today's date and you can watch it back if you want any tips or any hints on YouTube. You can watch the show back at any time. And send in your photographs. We love to see all of your pictures. We have had some pictures, in fact, which we'll show before the end of the hour. Right, we're going to do the nose, Delphine.
I think so. I'm going to just thinking I'll just do a little bit of hair on the nose, maybe a bit around the eyes. I've switched now to a lighter grey. So now, obviously, I've made these really stand out. So now it's just about putting more texture into it. So, there we go.
Rachel Ilsley says, I love Felix. Oh, he's lovely, isn't he?
Oh, bless her. There you go. This is where those drawn lines do come in handy, so you know where you are, except I've rubbed mine out with the eye.
Oh, no.
But
you can wing it.
I'll wing it.
Instructions on their own are your side graphics. If you do have fabric in your stash already that you want to use, you can see it on the side of your screen. The main graphic is your Balboa, which is the one Delphine's working with.
So be consistent with your speed, just go forward and back, forward and back. So as I'm doing the hair on the nose, I'm going to go wider the further up the nose I go. There we go. And like I said, if you went over the top with this, with a little bit of white as well, to give it a bit of a highlight, would look really cool.
Oh yes. Can you free motion with metallic thread, Delphine?
I haven't tried it actually. I've only sewn a few times with metallic thread and we didn't get on very well.
Right.
But, yeah, I would have thought so. But that was quite a long time ago actually, so I probably need to go back to the metallic thread.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
So I'm nearing the top now. So I want to go over that pattern piece of the nose section and onto the forehead piece with the sewing.
Julie's made a good point. She says not all of us have long arm machines and it proves it still can be done. You don't need to have the biggest machine to be able to do this, do you?
No, I've got a bog standard machine at home. Nothing fancy.
You haven't even got the extension table on that one, have you?
No. Although this is my machine of, this is on my list, which I am going to be buying, treating myself to eventually. Because this is just, well, she just purrs at you, doesn't she? She's
when
lovely.
are you going to start sorting your sewing room then?
Ask Nick. Oh. We're getting there. It's had to go through planning. Even though it's only no bigger than a shed, really, we've had to just to make sure that it's all above board
right.
before it gets built. So I'm still in the kitchen.
You got a lovely kitchen though.
But I have got a lovely kitchen. Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Wendy said, when you use blues, what colour would you use for the eyes?
I'd use a white.
Oh yeah.
Or a really cool blue. Make it really stand out.
Nice. Still use black felt, but then the pupils would you
yeah,
white, or would
I'd still use black. You could use a white felt. If you are, you'd want it on a darker eye. Otherwise, it would look scary. Otherwise, if it was white on white. Sorry, I could carry on with this all day.
It's therapeutic, isn't it? You do look very relaxed. You're breathing, you're talking, your shoulders aren't all tense.
No.
You don't look anything like I do when I'm trying to do free motion.
I'm not gripping very hard at all. You know, because I suffer with my hands actually. I do get quite sore hands, but I'm not gripping this. I'm just lightly touching it. And just let the machine do its work.
Just while Delphine's merrily free motioning along, we've got some photographs of everyone's makes.
Oh, I'll have to stop and have a look at this. Oh, wow.
Morning all, not Fox related, but definitely Delphine related. My take on Ella. I love that, incorporated into a quilt as well. I just have the binding to put on, a little more quilting, and it's turned out bigger than I expected, but I love it. Keep up the great work, Delphine. You're looking radiant, Vix. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kath. I thought you just said, is she, Elliot? You did, didn't you? I knew you said that. Oh, this is one from Norma. Thank you, Kath. That looks amazing. Oh, I love Daisy.
Love it.
Love them. This is my Daisy. I love Delphine's designs. I've made most of them.
Oh, well done, Norma. That's
They're all
lovely.
so good, aren't they? I love these colourful ones.
Oh, wow.
Tracy. Hi to both of you. Love all of Delphine's pattern. Delphine inspired me to make a single quilt. Started with making the Daisy the cow. I had a bad back, so can't be sewing at the minute. Just looking at it, but that is amazing. I love the tiger as well.
The tiger is stunning. Yeah.
The monochrome look is so good, isn't it? So effective. And did you say there's one more? Oh, that was the last one. Keep your photos coming in though, and we'll show them in the next show with Delphine as well.
So as you can see there, what I've done, I've used the silver, and you don't know if you'll be able to see it as well as I can, but that, just by starting small at the top of the bridge of the nose, and then just fanning out, the higher you go, the texture that's going to bring to your piece is stunning. Do that on the ears, and also do it right down by the beard. It's going to turn from a quilt to a piece of art.
Oh, love it.
And all you're doing is drawing with thread, that's it. And for the quilting, all I did for the background quilting on Felix was I just quilted straight lines. I lengthened my stitch thread to about 5, and I just did diagonal lines.
Yeah.
And again, a really cool way to finish your quilt, and it looks really effective, but it's really easy.
It doesn't take away from Felix, does it?
No.
Thank you so much.
No
we shall
problem.
see you in an hour, and you're very excited about Dollie, aren't you?
My little dollies. Yeah.
So this is yours and Nick's creation, isn't it?
Yeah, completely exclusive to the show.
We've been waiting to put it on pre-order. We've done it. If you want this brand new Moda collection and this beautiful, it's too nice to be a draft excluder. I just want him on my bed. He's lovely.
The green one's actually been on Louis's bed.
Oh.
Yeah, Louis took it for his own, bless him.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, the price, by the way, is phenomenal as well. I have no idea how we've managed to negotiate the price. So please stay tuned or have a look on pre-order if you want to secure yours. Laura's just said, I've ordered my homestead. Yippee! I can't wait to get started. Sue said, love Delphine's patterns. The fox is gorgeous. I can't wait to see them all on Facebook as well. They all look amazing.
Very exciting.
Thank you. We'll see you in an hour, Delphine.
Lovely.
See you in an hour. We're back in an hour with loads of bundles before Delphine comes back at 10 o'clock. So don't get anywhere. We're back in just a couple of minutes.
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Hi, I'm Wendy Orlando and I'm a craft blogger. You can find me over at thecraftyco.com, and if you do head on over and have a peep, you will see that I'm a tutorial blogger. I do all kinds of crafts, but my passions are crochet, knitting and sewing, which I've done for over 45 years. In that time, I've made lots of mistakes, but I have learnt lots of tricks and top tips that I can't wait to share. What I'd like to bring to the Sewing Street table is to show that you don't need to have gone to university or have a degree in design to be able to sew. You just need passion, a bit of courage to take the first steps, and a whole lot of patience. Oh, and an unpicker. You will need an unpicker. I do hope that you will follow me as I take my Sewing Street journey, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Oh, isn't Delphine just the most talented person ever? We are so lucky, so lucky to have Delphine. Do you know, if you go to any of Delphine's workshops, which I think we all are going to, aren't we? We're going to want to go to her workshops when we can. If you have one-to-one tuition with Delphine, I bet it's quite costly. I hope she charges properly because she's incredible. She doesn't charge us here, does she, to have all of these one-to-one tuitions? And the results are just amazing. I mean, that fox is incredible. Dollie's coming up at 11, already selling on pre-order. 10 o'clock. Do not miss it. In less than an hour, we're going to be launching these and they are amazing. They're coming up. If you go to the website, if you go to sewingstreet.com and you can click on Watch Live, you will see where you can get them on pre-order. Scroll down and on the right-hand side, there's the pre-order section. All of the products, all of the bundles that we've got this hour are there. Plus, Dollie will be there. Keep going down, keep going down. These are all Modas. Hang on. Oh, so because we've only just put it on pre-order, it's at the end. It's at the very, very bottom. You can see there you've got the mustard, you got the green, and then you've also got the blue, which is the one that she's going to be she's going to be demonstrating with. They're incredible. Plus, the instructions are on their own as well. But we will be launching all of that Moda fabric in the following hour, 11 o'clock, so you can get ahead on pre-order on those as well. Now, look at all these bundles. Where on earth do we start, Kat? Should we start with our solids? We've got is this a bundle just on its own? Okay, so it's a 2 metre bundle of school grey. Oh, this would be nice for a background for your fox, actually. If you saw how well the early bird went earlier on today, well, we were looking at £16 something. This is today, 2 metres, £12.46. Saving £1.50, it's like an early bird special. There you go, the early bird sold out very, very quickly. Just to be aware how quickly that one sold. This is going to be quick again. This time last year, when we were sort of entering a year like no other, I don't think we ever realised how difficult it would be to stock fabrics. Greys were the ones that were really hard for us to get it. In fact, virtually all the summer we were having to say, sorry, there's no grey, nothing in stock. So do make the most of it whilst we've got it here. And this is your lovely school grey. It is quilting weight cotton. This will come pre-cut into 2 metre pieces if you are multi-buying. £12.46. It's 112 wide. So we're calling it backing bundle, but it's Rose and Hubble quality. It doesn't make it any lesser quality. And it is 112 wide, just so you're aware. It isn't the extra wide backing. So it's actually ideal for quilt fronts, quilt backs. It's a really good way just to get lots of fabric with a saving. And these are all staple colours, aren't they, of our stash. This one you're saving £1.50. It's vanilla. Oh, so quite in 2 of the bundles in the last hour we had vanilla, I think. So this would be nice if you do want to back your fox quilt with this. as well as the backing wasn't included in the kits. You could get just this, would probably be enough, more than enough, 2 metres. £12.46 with the saving of £1.50 again. Sorry if you miss out, over allocated in baskets. Do be quick for those. It's very, very busy today. Very busy today. I've got, yeah, I love these. These are so beautiful. We've got stars, rainbow stars and pinks. Oh, I haven't got the other trolley, have I? It's not, I don't know whether we've got one, a spare one, because I can put them on there when we've done them. So we've got 1/2 metre of your pink, 1/2 metre of rainbows and 1/2 metre of stardust. It's absolutely beautiful. So this one has been so popular. I think we had it on my baby shower show and it's just amazing, isn't it? £16.99. Thanks, Kat. You're getting 1.5 metres of fabric. They're all pre-cut into 1/2 metre units. So if you are multi-bank, they will come pre-cut. But that pink complements perfectly. What pink's that? Is it just called pink? It's just called pink on the website, but it is literally the exact same pink that's in these lovely rainbows. Plus you've got your stars as well. Even for little storage boxes, these would be lovely, wouldn't they? They'd be so beautiful. So we also have 2 other brand new bundles today. The blue and pink in front of me here. They're separate. We'll start with the blues. This one's called Evening Sky. Right, so this is different. This is different from our normal mixers, or, do you know, that it doesn't have, it's different to a mottle effect. It's almost like, how do I describe that? We call it shadows. That's lovely, isn't it? Let me move the sticker. So you have, Kat's asking me to swap these 2 over. Why? Oh, it's meant to be an evening sky. She's very bossy. You're not bossy at all, Kat. Kat isn't bossy, is she? So here we have dark grey. No, it's all right. I'm just going to stand up for a little bit. We've got dark grey. We've got navy, 1/2 metre. Royal, 1/2 metre. And then we've also got blue. That's your sky, isn't it? That lovely sky blue. Gosh, they're gorgeous. They'll already come pre-cut into 1/2 metre pieces. Evening Sky 2 metre bundle for £23.49. What would you have called it, Elliot? Shades of Sky, you would have called it. Shades of Sky. Now this one's called Velvet Crush. Oh, I love this colour combination. That purple's lovely. This would look nice with your rainbows, actually. This would still look nice with this bundle. It all ties in well, doesn't it? This one, you've got purple, pink and sand. Purple, pink and sand. And it's again got that shadow effect to it. I see why it's called Velvet Crush, though. Yeah. It does look like crushed velvet. These would be lovely for bag making, actually. This would be really, really nice. £17.49. Elliot, could you pop the air conditioning on, please? £17.49. It's mild today, isn't it? It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely getting more springy. It was light this morning when we came in. It does make such a difference when it's lovely and light at 6 a.m. Oh, it was really nice. Such a difference when you're going home and it's still nice and light, and oh, it's lovely. Definitely feeling more springy over the last couple of days. Right, we are whizzing through all of these because we want to try and get in as many as we can. We've also got a grey tonal bundle, she says. I don't know whether it's this one or this one. Right, that one's got teal in, so it's not that one. This, oh, now this was a complimentary bundle for the Guess How Much I Love You range, which launched on my baby shower show. It was amazing, very, very popular, and it all sold out during that show. We've managed to rebundle these colours because they just work so well together, don't they? Bit of a nautical effect, a bit, it just reminds me of being on holiday, sea and sand, and the blues are lovely. We do have this hour the Shell Rummel complimentary bundle, which is very, very similar actually. So if you've got any of the Shell Rummel fabrics, They were really popular. This would go really nicely with it as well. It's only £19.99. That's for 3 metres of your grey tonal fabric. Once again, to remind you, the quality of our quilting weight cottons, the Rose and Hubble range, is brilliant. I was only talking to, no, I wasn't talking to, that's hilarious. I wasn't. I was watching the telly and I felt like I was having a conversation with Bex, but I definitely wasn't. I was sitting talking back to the telly. Does anyone else do that at home? I honestly was about to tell you that I was having a conversation with Bex, and I was like, no, you weren't. You were watching Bex on the telly talking about the quality of our Rose and Hubble fabrics. And I was agreeing with her at home, saying, yeah, they are really gorgeous quality. We want you to start sewing. We want you to enjoy your projects. We want you to get the end results from your projects that that you expect and that you want, so that you keep coming back to us. So when we're talking about our staple range of fabrics that are on the website, we're not just going to put something that's, naff quality. We want to make sure that you're getting really beautiful quality, but still at the best prices. So £19.99, 100% cotton, and they are gorgeous. Now, the colours that you're getting in here, we can talk through. You are getting silver mink, silver, beige, ivory, slate. That's misty blue. It's lovely. In fact, do you know what? These would go really, really well with the new Moda collection. All of these would look lovely in the Moda, the Folktale range, which we're launching at 11 o'clock. It's on pre-order. It is on pre-order. Along with Dollie, who is selling really quickly. I'm so pleased that you all love the Draft Excluder Dollie, because it's a bit different, isn't it? Really different. I must say, I love Dollie, and if I'm honest, I'm being brutally honest, I was thinking I don't need a Draft Excluder. It's fine, but actually I want Dollie. I don't have drafty doors, but I want Dollie just from the bed. So gorgeous. The green's almost sold out, just so you know. The green has almost sold out. Now we've got this one. Okay, I'm just going to move this out the way anyway. This one. This is your Club Tropicana drinks are free, I call this. Oh, this is so much fun, isn't it? For bunting, I'm thinking, to have a lovely, really crazy patchwork beach bag or something. They are amazing bright colours all together. They work together so, so well. But also, why not just use yellow to complement a different fabric? Why not just use your blue? You don't need to use them all in one project. But at £19.99, you could do the most beautiful tiki. It's taken me straight on holiday. It's completely different to the tonal bundle that we've just seen, the grey tonal bundle. But it's so fun, isn't it? In here, you've got jade, which is my favourite colour ever. Love that. Orange, magenta, bright pink, sunshine, and lime. They have flown into baskets. Who was it the other day who asked me my favourite colour? Somebody asked me, and I thought, I haven't been asked that since I was a child. I don't think I've been asked that. And someone said to me, Vic, what's your favourite colour? Just randomly. I was thinking, do you know what? I have no idea. That's my favourite colour. This jade is gorgeous. I love jade and orange. I love jade and pink. I love jade and yellow together. They just look gorgeous. Jade and green. Nice. Half the stock is straight into baskets. Kat, your favourite colour is sunshine, isn't it? This sunshine yellow. Joanne's asked, what colour's the wall hanging behind me? This is the Homestead. It's called Homestead. It's a range from Moda called Homestead. So you get 1.5 metres of your, it's actually in the kit. It's vanilla. But then this is the Homestead range. It's amazing, isn't it? We will quickly just bring the graphics in, £54.99. We've got less than 5 of those remaining if anybody wants one. Check out now. Now, I've also got the fat quarters and the jelly roll in this hour. In fact, let's just do them now because a lot of people have been asking about the one that's behind me throughout the show. Now, the jelly roll is exactly the same range, so the same prints. If you do want to make more of Delphine's projects with this collection, or, I mean, jelly rolls are so versatile anyway. They come beautifully presented like this. I want to show you how they come, because we'll never be able to get it looking so beautiful again. Of course, though, we have to open them up to show you all the beautiful colours, but they come so beautifully presented like that. Now, these are 2.5 inch strips that have all been laser cut. They've also got the pinked edge, so if you don't work with them for a while, they're not going to fray. But you've got all your greens. Look, you've even got watering cans in here. It's really garden, sort of springtime feel to it. So if you're thinking of doing like a country kitchen, cottage sort of picnic blanket, right. No spoilers, because it hasn't been completely approved or it hasn't all started going through the motions, but Delphine has been showing Kat and I the best idea. She's back next Tuesday, and it's just all in the final negotiations of everything, so I can't tell you any more than it, but this would be amazing. This would be amazing for it. The jelly rolls are gorgeous and they're so versatile. Don't just see these as 2.5 inch strips. You can sew them together. You can make strip sets and make big pieces of fabric using them, of course, which you've seen Delphine do with her applique. So, for example, these pieces here, which are bigger, she's pieced together two fabrics, or two the same fabrics. You can do so much with 2.5 inch fabric strips. Design rolls and jelly rolls, depending on the designer, they call them different things. With Moda, you're looking at a jelly roll. But they are so good because you get all the different prints, the whole range, very affordably at £31.99. And you're still getting all of these lovely large-scale prints, aren't you? You're still getting all of the different colours. So the reds, these are the ones that Delphine used predominantly for the fox, for our Felix, and we loved it, absolutely loved it. Have you come foxy themed today, Elliot? We set Elliot a bit of a challenge yesterday, because yesterday was springtime, so we all wore sort of springtime clothes, and then we said, right, today's all about Felix the fox. So I said, Kat, I'm really sorry, like, I have hardly any clothes that fit me full stop at the moment. I haven't got anything. She was like, have you got anything fox related you can wear? Like, no. But we did set Elliot the challenge. Failed. Right, so that's the jelly roll, £31.99. We also have it in fat quarters. So your fat quarters are all stacked up. Look at these colours. From your greys, your creams, into your blues, your deep blues, into your turquoise. You got your reds into your pinks, your greens, your yellows. Now, I'm not going to open these up because it's the same prints and the same colours that we've seen. This is how it will come to you, and they are beautiful. So you're looking at fat quarters, which is half of your half metre. And also, this is also, we were talking yesterday about the benefits of being part of Gemporia group yesterday with Poppy. And another benefit of us being part of Gemporia is that we can offer you split pay. That would not have been possible without Gemporia, so that's amazing. You can also get it today on split pay for £49.99. You can start sewing with it before you've even paid it all off, and that's 0% interest. It's brilliant. So if you do want to make the most of split pay options, there's a little tick box option on the website that you can click that and get this home for £49.99 today. 2 split payments over 2 months of just £49.99. It's great. Great to be able to start sewing with lovely Moda fabrics. And I do know a lot of people who solely only use Moda because of the quality of it. They are really, really renowned for the quality of their fabrics. We're going to be talking about a brand new Moda range at 11 o'clock today as well. So have a look on pre-order for that. You'll see a sneak peek of it in the Dollie kits coming up at 10 o'clock. Okay. Talking of homestead, should we do the farm to market? Now, I'm presuming the lady that messaged in earlier was talking about this collection when she said that she's going to have a go at doing Feeling the Fox. She said Henry Glass. She said Henry Glass. I'll have a look back for the message. but I'm sure she said the one with the chickens, which is this one. So this would be really cool. She's going to do Felix the Fox in this collection. That's really fun, isn't it? You've got this one, which is like it looks like a panel. It's not. It's still a 1/2 metre print, but you've got your large scale print. We're doing this today as a full bundle. We did have these available individually, and I think they might be on the website if you want to type in on, what was it, Farm to Market, the collection? Farm to Market. But if you do want them individually, then have a look on the web. Let me find this message. I don't think you believe me, Kat. She was like, no, it wasn't this collection. I think she said chickens. I don't think she said sheep. Here we go. Ellen, it was you. I ordered the Henry Glass chicken fabrics last week. Thought it would be fun to make Felix out of that. This one, perfect. Let us know how it goes. £51.99 for your whole shebang. You've got a lot of collections, a lot of different prints here, a lot of different fabrics, and it all ties in really nicely. All ties in really, really nicely. To go with this, we did do a complimentary bundle. Right, so in with this, we put, in fact, what I'm going to do is I am going to keep this laid out just so you can see next to one another. It's still called the Farm to Market complimentary bundle. So these are your Farm to Markets. And then this time we've teamed it with, and we went through every single colour that we have available, every solid that we have. The gold, this is gold, isn't it? Really ties in with all of your chickens, cockerels. The corn, it looks lovely with the corn as well. The blue is the cadet blue, which matches again perfectly with the feathers on the cockerel. Absolutely gorgeous match. We've put chartreuse, goes well with the corn, goes well with this lovely one. We had about 5 different greens that we went through, and the green goes really well with absolutely everything. So that's your chartreuse. Crimson with your tomatoes, with your flowers. It looks great with the farmhouse houses. The farmhouses. Elliot just keeps saying, oh, it goes really well with the corn for every fabric. And then he's just said again, do you know what? It even goes well with the corn. Thank you. It does go well with the corn. How about hot tomato? Oh, I tell you what, the hot tomato, do you know which one that goes with, Elliot? That goes really well with the corn. Oh, he disagrees. And then we've also put beige, and beige looks lovely with all of your background colours. I love it. Love it. And it just, again, adds so much vibrancy, doesn't it? If you are thinking of making a quilt with this, it will make it go so much further, having all of those 3 metres of your Rose and Hubble solid fabrics for $19.99. Even if you're using it as a standalone bundle, that's a lovely bundle anyway, isn't it? Just those on their own, that palette together, looks really, really nice. Now, shell rummel was one that I mentioned earlier on. I wonder whether there's any shell rummel on the website still. It was really popular, wasn't it? Do you remember that beautiful, like, watercolour fabric that, we just absolutely loved? This was our complimentary bundle that we put together, but it works as a standalone bundle anyway. You've got misty blue, you've got teal, you've got silver mink, that lovely powder blue. And then you've also got your ivory. And that is just so sophisticated, isn't it? I think that is a very sort of home decor palette. This would be great to have as background that you can then really practice your free motion. We do have some shell rummel on the website actually. So if you didn't see the show that we did last week, it was brilliant. It's a really beautiful collection. It's nice to just see these bundles individually that are on their own, because we did this as a real sort of add-on to the designer fabric that we had. But what a beautiful colour palette. I like that we've added in the powder blue as well. I think it sort of brightens it up, doesn't it? I mean, they look nice together, but it makes a difference, doesn't it? Makes such a difference. Oh, in fact, that would look lovely with the Guess How Much I Love You bundle. Is there any Guess How Much I Love You fabric on the website? There is. Oh my word, right. Anybody who missed it on that show, there's some that's been restocked. This is perfect, this bundle, to go with the Guess How Much I Love You range. And it is so adorable. It's 749.5 metre. I don't know how much we've got of each one left. Click it on one and see. What does it say? Yeah, look, 3. So that's 1.5 metres of that one left. So it is now last of stock. It probably won't go to air because of how limited it is. You might see it in a Miss It, Miss Out show, potentially. It's always a good idea. If you've opened your order, so those of you that have bought Felix today, or the early bird, for example, or even if you've just bought, you know, some wadding, if you've bought anything, no matter what's on the show, you're still eligible for 1P&P on the website as well. So even if it's tonight at 7 o'clock and you're thinking, right, I'll just have a browse through and just see if there's anything else that I need or anything else that I could do with stocking up on, especially when you've paid your postage and packaging already. I didn't know the Guess How Much I Love You fabric was on there. That was just on a whim. So it's definitely worth having a good look through. Things like the Highland cow might be, the pattern might be there. We have as well, just to make it even easier, if you love Delphine, for example, if you go to kits and click Delphine, there's Amber Makes, Alison Marion, Debbie Shaw. These are all of Delphine's. Right, I'm not going to say a word, but just look. I can't physically say on air, but look at what is on there. Did you just see something I saw? Yeah, Kat's like, just don't mention it. Look, that first one and that second one. If you saw anybody do the Daisy Cow, we're not mentioning the first 2. I didn't know that they were on the website. This is so exciting. Okay, buy those. I only wanted to mention those because we're talking about Delphine today. If any of the management are watching, it's linked in. All right, I promise. It's part of the show. Right, let's do this. We get told off. We're all going to get told off, aren't we? Right, we've got our greens. Now, there's lots of... you're looking at all of these different shades of green, $16.99 for your forest green bundle, just 2.5 metres. There's a lot of stores out there that, you know, might stock a green or a couple of greens, a light and a dark green, but look at that spectrum of colour that you're getting here. So we have got khaki green. It's lovely. Oh, it's not khaki. Cat saying moss. It's TFLJ35. See, we can't even tell. And Kat's mastermind specialist subject is the colours of our Rose and Hubble fabrics. And oh, this one's called Moss. It's lovely, isn't it? Then you've also got Sage. Sage, you've got Fur, Emerald, Khaki, Fur, £16 and 99 pence, £16.99. Oh, those of you that buy multiples, just be aware that they are already pre-cut into 1/2 metres. But you could do a lovely sort of woodland scene, couldn't you? Or you could do a really beautiful, oh, there's loads you could do. I'm thinking, because the reverse of it is the same colour, you could do your confetti quilting with it. Like a forest scene, couldn't you? We've got one, and the centre picture is all of you sort of greens, but I'm thinking using this along with maybe, oh, what other colours would you add? Oh, I think you could just do it with this one. It would look amazing, £16.99. Well, Delphine's used like a brown for the trees, and I think she's used a bit of blue as well. We'll try and show you. It's on we've put them up as wall arcs. They're just amazing. So if you've never tried confetti quilting before, generally with batiks, or you need something that's going to have the same colour on the reverse, and these are. Look, that's what they look like. They're amazing, aren't they? Yeah. But the greens, the forest of greens, and you could just sprinkle in a bit of your barley pops, couldn't you? They've been made in batiks. We've got some batiks this hour, but even if you should just add one of the batiks in, they'd be brilliant. $16.99. I love all those colours. Like your camouflage tones. Now we've also got a lovely pinks bundle, and we've got a blues. So the pinks, these pinks are really nice as well. We're less than 10 remaining. Less than 10 remaining of this bundle. Let me know what you're thinking of making. £13.49 for 2 metres. And in here you get, looks like you get blush. Rose. Yeah, that's your blush. Light pink and coral. It is a really lovely breath of pink, that is. Coral's lovely as well. But as I said, sometimes you don't see that, and it's through no fault of their own. I know at the moment, obviously, we can't go to fabric shops, but when they're open, I love going to my local fabric shop, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful shop with lots of different fabrics. But they don't have the space to stock all of the different colours. So if you are trying to match up a certain colour, if you've got any of the batiks, look, that would be a good bundle, wouldn't it? See, you can make it quite dramatic. This looks quite girly, but if you put this in with something like, any of these batiks, changes the look completely, doesn't it? I think I always get a bit stuck of thinking, right, this is obviously going to one project, but it might not be. These just might be shades that you're thinking, actually, what colour shall I put with that? I'm going to pick this one. Or shall I go with that one? At least you've got the choices. They're nice together, aren't they? I'm getting more confident with my fabric. Because then you're leaving. Getting all confident. I'm all of a sudden able to match colours. I've told you for years, I'm awful at matching colours, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm getting better. I'm getting more confident. I think it is actually a confidence thing, especially when you're on the telly. I don't want to look silly on the telly. So I do that every day anyway without meaning to, don't I? But picking colours when you're all so good at it at home, I'm a bit more sort of conservative with it, but actually I'm getting better. Just so you know, they're about to sell out in the pinks. We've got blues. It's called Tropical Sea. Oh, Tropical Sea. Oh, I can't wait to have a walk along a beach. Oh, don't, Kat, don't say it. She says, I should be in Australia in 2 weeks' time. Oh, dear. Beverly, you've missed it. Well, you haven't missed out, but it was on the last hour. We did it at 8 o'clock this morning. If I were you, you can watch the show back at any time on YouTube, but go onto the website. And if you want the one that's behind me, it's called Homestead. I'll show you now, Beverly. If you go on to watch live on the website and you scroll down, there it is, today's bestseller. That's the instructions on their own. If you look in today's show deals, these are all the ones that we've just done. And then this was the show. So we had it in, the one that Delphine was demoing with was called Balboa, that one. We have the blues, which Delphine said is going to look amazing in the blues. And then we also have the one that's behind me, which is Homestead. It's $54.99. It comes with your backing fabric, your background fabric, which is 1.5 meters. It comes with all of your Moda fabrics. And I mean, you've got enough to be able to do it 3 times over with the fabrics. You just need more background fabric. But there's plenty of fabric for your stash. It's a Moda layer cake. And then you also have your instructions, which are very comprehensive, as Delphine explains. Oh, there's 10 of the instructions on their own left, Beverly. So if you do want the instructions, grab them now. Okay. And we had over 300 or 400 of those. So please do make the most of them as soon as you can. Right, now these are the blues. They're only $12.99. That doesn't sound right. Which is your favourite blue then, Elliot? I'm guessing your favourite blue is this one. The royal blue is Elliot's favourite. What are these shades called on our website, Kat? Sky, peacock, candy blue, and marine blue. They're lovely, aren't they? £12.99 for your tropical sea. Oh, thank you, Carol. Carol's written a review. Thank you for everybody who takes time, Daryl, sorry, for taking time to write reviews on FIFO. Great quality and lovely colours. And you can only write a review if you purchase. So these are all genuine reviews from anybody that's purchased. You'll get an email from FIFO, and if you could please demonstrate, if you could write a review, that would be really appreciated. Do you know when you read something and then you say it out loud? Georgina's just messaged saying, I've got the instructions, the Delphine instructions. Please could you tell me what date the Tree of Life was demonstrated? It was on the birthday, wasn't it? I think it was on the 5th. The 5th of March. The 5th of March for you, Georgina. I'm so pleased you've got it. It's nothing to do with it doesn't actually go on our sales, does it, Kat? But it's just wanted to let you know because I know so many people that missed out. Just helping you. Okay, we've got fat quarter packs. Now these fat quarter packs are great value for money. They really, really are. You've got a lovely Christmassy one. Which one do you want to start with? This one, please. This is your spring. We did a whole day of spring yesterday, and it was it was such a brilliant day, wasn't it? One of the busiest days we've had. It's been brilliant to have everybody on board with spring. I think we're just looking forward to having some summer sunshine projects. Now these are great value for money. £7.99. You've got a white fat quarter, you've got a red in there, orange, really lovely sunshine, daffodil yellow, and your green as well. All fat quarters for £7.99. That's so good, isn't it? What does that make your price per fat quarter, dare I ask? No, don't ask, Kat said. £1.59 a fat quarter. And there's loads you can make with a fat quarter. Did you say that you did these with Wendy, Elliot? Well, I bet Wendy was giving you so much inspiration of what you do. She's written books on how to use fat quarters and how versatile they are. £7.99 for your cotton. £7.99 for your pack of 5. Now we've also got the pinks and the purples. Has our pink bundle sold out? Yeah. If you do want some lovely pinks. Oh, they're so pretty, aren't they? And you know, I've gotten into my wrapping, this Japanese folding technique to wrap up presents. So I wrapped up my mother-in-law's present. It was a nice square candle, so it was nice and easy to do. But if you get a fat quarter, and there's lots of YouTube tutorials, and it's just a bit more friendly to the environment. You don't need to worry about sticky tape and stuff either. And it looks amazing. She said, oh my word, is this a bit professionally wrapped? It's like, no, that's me. I've done that. And just with fat quarters, so for £7.99, and for anybody who loves sewing as well, then they've got fabric that they can sew with after. £7.99. We're limited, very, very limited on these. They've just come into stock. It's the first time I've seen these, and they are really, really good value. A fat quarter, of course, is half of a half metre. So I know that they're folded up into smaller pieces here, but they are big pieces of fabric. Just £1.59 a fat quarter. Great value. I've got my Christmas bundle, I'm calling it. No, I'm so sorry that we're in April, not even in April yet, and I'm talking about Christmas. £7.99. But I'm thinking, do you know what? Lots of people are probably thinking, right, I'm going to get all my Christmas makes done so I can go and enjoy the summer. Kat started Christmas shopping because she says, I'm going to be busy for the rest of the year now. If I can go out, I'm going out. £7.99. Kat was dancing in the car on the way to work this morning, she was telling me. She says, I never dance when I'm driving. But what were you dancing to? Oh, I don't know that song. Oh no, it doesn't sound like our kind of music, Kat. Oh, it's like a workout music song. £7.99. So you've got two different shades of red. You've got your whites and you've got two greens as well. Sorry, £7.99 for your pack of 5 fat quarters. Again, less than £2 a fat quarter. Kay's just asked when the flower of the month will be available. We did it last Saturday. The Saturday just gone. So if you go onto YouTube, you'll be able to watch the show back. Wendy Gardner did it. I'm not sure whether there's any available still on the website. But if you watch back Saturday's show, just gone, the 6th. No, not the 6th. Sorry. What dates was that? That was the week before. 13th. 13th was the last Flower of the Month show. However, if you watch on the 5th of April, we're doing the big roundup. So we'll definitely get them back into stock. So we're going to put them all together into a big quilt. So that's the 5th of April. Thank you for your message. Finally, I think this is my favourite. It's called Brights. Look at these. This is again, thank you. This is again like the Club Tropicana drinks are free, isn't it? Oh, they're so zesty and fun. Your lemon and lime, you beautiful. This is like a, what colour would you call this? It's not a pink and it's not a red. Somewhere in between the pink and red. It's lovely. That is a really nice colour. And your blue, oh, and that's spearmint as well. Sorry, Elliot. That is it called? No, that's your lime. That's your lime. That's like a jade, turquoise. It's mint. Oh, gorgeous. That is like a cocktail. $7.99. Kat says, dive on in, dive in. Right, we're going to do some threads because we were talking about free motion and we were talking about how, you know, just using different threads like this would look amazing. Bubblegum pink. Jennifer, yeah, it is bubblegum pink. Bubblegum pink. If you do want to have a go at free motion, if you want to make your stitches look, well, it brings your fox to life, doesn't it, doing that incredible detail on your free motion. These are going to be perfect threads to use. This is Aurifil, it's 100% cotton, it's Italian made, it's Egyptian cotton, it's just amazing. It's 50 weight as well, so you can use it in your sewing machine, you can use it in your bobbin, you can use it for applique, you can use it for free motion, use it for quilting, use it for hand sewing. You get 12 massive spools in here. Okay, so bear in mind you've got 1,300 metres on each spool. They work out price per spool £7.41, which if you think that's quite considered, it's not. You divide that by 13. Generally, when you look at your sew all 100 metre spools, they're generally about 180, aren't they? 170, 180. Maybe if we're doing a value pack, they work out about 159, 150 a spool. Per 100 metres, we're at 57 pence per 100 metres. And this is so gorgeous in terms of quality. And it's completely changed my mind, just working out the maths and actually appreciating the quality of the threads that you're looking at. There's lots of people out there who I know solely will use Aurifil threads because of the quality. They won't build up any, lots of lint in your sewing machine. They're really super, super strong. You've got all of your great neutral colours, but then you've also got, look at these, bright jades. Oh, this is Club Tropicana drinks are free, isn't it? That one's a variegated thread. That one's like lemons into whites. This one's a variegated thread as well. So you've got whites into pinks. So there's so much versatility. Oh, fabulous collection of colour, Patricia said. And they come in a lovely storage box as well. What I love about, sorry, that was really annoying, Elliot, could you tell? I didn't even notice that. How weird's that? Anyway, all of these of course, are going to be perfect for lots of colours that are going to be useful for all projects, whether you want them to blend in. So, for example, if you've got that bright, the fat quarters, and if you're wanting to pick a colour that's going to complement, or if you want your colour to really, really stand out, to do some fancy free motion and applique onto the yellow, they'd look amazing. So it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And they're all picked by very famous quilters. The Great British Quilter Collection. So lots of names that you might recognise, actually. Jo Avery, Lynn Goldsworthy, Lucy Brennan, of course, Carolyn Forster, Lou Orth, we see lots of her patterns. Karen Lewis, we do too. Jenny Smith, Katie Jones, Carolyn Forster. There's loads, absolutely loads of very brilliant, well-respected quilt designers. Just $88.99 quilters that we love. Don't forget, 57 pence per 100 metres. So when you're thinking about investing in your threads, remember actually how far this will go is really key. Now, just to keep everybody updated, the Felix instructions on their own have completely sold out. Well done if you got those. The Homestead bundle, which is the one that this one's made out of, is completely sold out. The blues, the only ways of getting Felix now are the blues and in the Balboa, which was the one that was demonstrated, and it looked amazing, didn't it? Looked absolutely amazing in that. Speaking of Delphine, we did just show you some instructions on the website. They were done originally with batiks. Start with which one, sorry? Are these bundles? Oh my word, I thought they were individual. I've picked, oh of course I have, Bali Beach Party, yes. Oh. Not saying that we're going to any beach parties when we go to Bali on our very educational trip. Oh yeah, can we bring the baby? Good, the baby needs to come to Bali. So we've got, Ellie says, I love that you keep forgetting. I do keep planning a lot of things and then I'm like, oh, I'm sure I could bring my baby. Oh dear, right. So these were launched with John a few days ago now, and they are beautiful. Hannah put together these amazing bundles. They are all genuine batiks. They're traditionally hand-dyed. Now, Hannah put together this one, and Hannah knows how to party. She really does. So if you've got the perfect Bali Beach Party bundle, oh, I love that you've got a mix of more of your prints and solids as well. I mean, they've all got incredible texture. I don't mean solids. They've still got this incredible effect. Look at this. Aren't they beautiful? That one's gorgeous. And the way that they do this is they put some sort of wax. It's definitely worth it. There was somebody who messaged in saying they watched a video on YouTube. So they sort of paint on this paste and then they dye it, and then it works as like a resist technique. So then they peel that paste off and it creates these amazing patterns. So these pattern ones are really, really clever. It's work of art. It is absolutely work of art. They're all hand traditionally dyed in Bali on the beach. Love it. You're getting 14 half meters. 14 half meters, all of these. Oh, look at them all. They are beautiful, aren't they? So all of those, now it's on split pay as well. £52.24 on split pay. That's over 2 split payments. Of course, you can pay it all in one lump sum, but it's 0% interest on the split pay. You may as well. Imagine the fox in batiks. What do you think? That would look incredible, wouldn't it? Or a batik doggy draft excluder. Dollie would look amazing in batiks, absolutely. Some of these are gorgeous as well. Look at that one. Have we got any of these by the half metre? I love that. Have a look on the web, Kat's saying. we might be able to have, we might have some on the website, so it's definitely worth having a look, but they are awesome, aren't they? So that one's your beach party. We also have Ocean Breeze. That's what I was just thinking. The Lighthouse Family song. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. That one. Oh, it's been a while since I've had a sing song. Derek, I must say, has kept us all going, hasn't he, through this lockdown? I've only been joining it the last probably 4 weeks. And it's so good. Elliot, you need to be there. Oh, this would look nice in the Fox. If you missed out on the homestead, I'm just looking at my monitor, and actually this would be great for the Fox, these colours. Oh, and you've got your greys as well. And you'll have so much fabric left over, obviously. You'll have plenty to play around with and to make some complementary bits and bobs, maybe a cushion to go with. Look at all of these. That one's nice, isn't it? See, these ones, they look like they're almost neutrals. And I say that very, very loosely because they're not. They look like shells. They're so cool. You've got your blues. You've got your lilacs. Cat's dreaming of being on the beach right now. I did a meditation, yesterday, and it was the sound of the waves and everything, and I thought, oh, I love it. 52, 24. 52, 24, 2 split payments. They're all so beautiful quality as well. They really, really are. Have a look on Pinterest at Batik quilts. They are incredible. Some brilliant ones on Pinterest. Oh, sorry, have I gone all quiet now? I'm all zen. I'm all zen now. Right, we've also got one final bundle, and this was the one that I was looking at with the pinks. We did very well, didn't we, to get through all of those? So we've got, thank you. I told you what, I'm getting better at putting colours together and also not chatting so much, so I get through all the fabrics and then I go. And then I leave. No, I'm not leaving, Kat. Don't panic. I'm not leaving. $29.99. Oh, this is lovely. I love that. It's almost like tie-dye colours, isn't it? It's such a cool technique. I really want to learn how to do it. There's lots of videos on YouTube of showing you the traditional hand dyeing technique. And I know a lot of people sort of say, shall I wash before? Shall I wash the fabric before, or what shall I do? And it is sort of personal preference. Obviously, because of the nature of the dyeing process, you might get a slight bit of bleeding, but it is really, really beautiful anyway. So it's up to you whether you want to wash it before. Each one will still be completely unique. Every single one is completely unique. We did the confetti quilting with some of these fabrics and they're just amazing, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. You can still do your quilting with them. They're lovely, lovely quality fabrics. Okay, right, we've got Delphine coming back. Use the next couple of minutes to have a look back on the website and see what is available. See what's available from Felix's show, and of course get ahead ready for Dollie, because we've got another brand new Delphine design, our doggy draft excluder. We love him already. Coming up with Delphine after this.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Hello everyone, I'm Delphine Brooks. It's so great to be here and part of the Sewing Street family. I'm local, I'm only down the road in Warwickshire. I started sewing many years ago when I was very young, doing lots of art and painting, and eventually I went into textiles and I really enjoyed doing the two together. I then had a bit of a break. Something you don't know about me maybe is that I spent many years in the Royal Air Force and eventually in the police as well. And then I went full circle and I've come back to my happy place of sewing, and which I really enjoy. My best sewing tip is measure twice and cut once. I have chipped up a couple of times by not measuring properly, and I do always regret it. So now I always measure twice, cut once. Anyway, I really hope to be with you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters, and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Stuck for ideas for the perfect gift? Why not get them a gift card? You can buy Sewing Street and Yarn Lane gift cards loaded up with anything from £10 to £500. Shop our gift cards online at www.sewingstreet.com or www.yarnlane.com, or purchase them via our UK call centre on 0800 001 44 33.
Hello, welcome back to Sewing Street. Honestly, we can't get enough of Delphine. Today it's just going to fly by, isn't it? Thank you all so much for getting involved on pre-order nice and early, because the green we've got to start with, as there are, how many? 10 left, 9 left, 9 left. Delphine, these are absolutely adorable. When did you design this?
When did we design these, me and Nick and I? Thursday, Friday?
What? So this is hot off the press, literally?
Yeah, literally, hot off the press.
And so, I mean, they are obviously very, very useful, draft excluders, but also adorable. I don't think I've ever seen a draft excluder as gorgeous as this before, ever.
Oh, you are lovely. She's lovely.
Oh, we love them. We love them. We love them. So, who's Dollie, by the way?
It was just Jess came up with the name. We were like, right, I'm going to do this. And she was like, Dollie. I was like, good name.
Dollie.
Yes,
I
Dollie
love that name.
Yeah.
And the fabrics are beautiful to work with, aren't they?
Stunning. It was hard to choose which one to make up, which is why I've made up 2 of the samples and made this one up as well, because I couldn't choose which one was my favourite.
Oh, the green's gorgeous. So in the fabric bundle, you get ½ metre of each, and they're brand new Moda fabrics. You're getting a good old sneak peek look at this at the moment, because we're going to be launching them, the whole collection, at 11 o'clock. So do get ahead of the queue. But they are beautiful. ½ metre of each. So it's up to you which way you want to do the body and the head or the accents.
There might even be enough at a push, maybe if you made it slightly shorter, to even do it twice in reverse.
Nice. Brilliant. And Delphine's instructions. And of course, in true Delphine Brooks style, you've got fantastic templates. You've got really, really clear instructions, all with photographs. You've got even little detail on how to do the ladder stitch, the whip stitch, and all of your templates at the back here. Suzanne's just said, I've been meaning to make a draft excluder for ages. I'm so glad I waited. I just hope the dogs don't think it's their toy. Oh no. It's draft, not draft. Have we done the wrong draft? Is it got a U-G-H-T?
Probably. That's my spelling. Yeah, I can
Thanks,
sew,
Dollie.
I can't spell. Sorry.
I'm sure Sally will forgive us. Thank you for your message. So, some of us say draft, some of us say draft.
On a draft.
So, you've got your green, in fact, sold out. Green sold out. Let's do the blue, because that's the one that you're going to be working with, Delphine. So, with the blue, you've got your blue stripe, which is 1/2 metre. And then you also have, this one, which is gorgeous as well. These are all from the brand new Folktale Moda range. We love this. So excited to launch that in the next hour. Plus, we also have the instructions. Now, the doggy legs, by the way, they've got a bit of a knack to them, haven't they? They fold, let me show you, like this, so they stand up. They're so cute. So they've got little feet.
Yeah.
I love them, absolutely love them. Plus, of course, you get your Dolly instructions. So your blues this time. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to go stripy body?
Stripy body, and then the almost, because I think this looks like a winter jumper.
Does, yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh, so this is going to be his jumper and ears and feet.
Yes, this will be his jumper.
Oh, love it. Half the stock of the blue gone. Half the stock of the blue gone. Can I just say as well, these prices are brilliant, aren't they? I think we were a bit shocked this morning when we came in at how good the prices were as well, especially when you've got all this Moda fabric. And then the mustard. Let me move my big drink out of the way. Everybody's getting me into drinking out of huge flasks. Kat's got a huge drinking bottle. Now John, Scott and Hannah have as well. So I felt a bit of FOMO. Mine's definitely the smallest, but look at this. So your mustard this time. Oh, I love him, or her. You've got your floral and your stripe in Moda, and you've got your instructions for Dolly, plus you've got all of your templates, your photographs, everything that you need for $23.99. And look at little Dolly. I love her. Love her ears and everything. And just embellishing with ribbon and buttons. You can really personalise it, can't you?
You can do all sorts with it, yeah. You can give it a little bow.
Do you have to be an expert toy maker to be able to make these?
No, really simple pattern.
Really?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Easy.
Check out on all three. Now, if you have got fabric already in your stash, or if you've got your eyes on some of the other Moda fabrics that we've got coming up at 11 o'clock, half the stock has already gone of the pattern on their own. The pattern on its own is just £9.99. For your draft excluder, $9.99. Sorry about the spelling mistake. We also have full instructions, photographs, templates, everything that you need to know at $9.99. Just be very, very careful if you've got any of the bundles or the instructions on their own. We saw what happened with Felix the fox. Felix is virtually sold out in everything now. All the instructions have gone.
Oh, wow.
The homestead's gone. The blue and the one that you were demonstrating with, they're really limited now.
That's
as well.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, they're all going to go.
Thank
Same
you.
with Dolly. I think it's going to be a repeat with Dolly. Right, so how do we make Dolly then?
Dolly, yeah, apologies about the spelling. Like I said, I'm not very good at spelling, so forgive me on that one. Yeah, where do we start? Let's have a look at the instructions. So, again, the instructions are quite simple, but I just need to point out just a couple of things. So, obviously, the long bit, the draft. The drafty bit. Obviously, the pages in the instructions aren't that long, so so to do it, you just need to join them up. So I use a little bit of just an iron-on interfacing if you've got some of that in your stash to cut the pattern out. It's a lot easier that way. And so you just join them up. So this will be the curvy bit. This is the neck section, and then it says here on the green line, join here, and it's join here because you know this is the neck. Join here, join to neck. So then you'll trace it over onto that piece. And then the back body, and it says join to tail, which is basically saying go to the next page, and there's your tail. So you just join it all together as one big pattern. Now, there is a line here, on this page here, where you've got the front body and the back body, there is that line. That's basically where you separate, you can choose to make it the front body in one fabric and the back body in another. So that's all that's for. And where it says front body 2, 1 reverse, the easiest way to reverse the pattern is if you drawing it out onto interfacing is to just flip your interfacing the other side, so, and draw on the glue side.
Right.
And then that way you haven't got to cut this out, you haven't got to draw over it, you can just keep this nice and clean, nice and fresh, and you can use it again and again. And yeah, it's a very easy way of reversing the pattern.
Yeah, because I don't think it's going to be the only time that you make Dolly.
No,
You'll
there'd
make
be
them
some
for
nice presents.
nice
You make
gifts.
Christmas Dolly, Easter Dolly.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You put bells on her and everything.
Oh.
So that's that. So when you draw out your pattern, make sure that you mark out any leave open marks. So for the example, the ear, because you're not going to see anything on the interfacing because it's going to be on the wrong side of the fabric. So don't worry about drawing over it, even right on, you know, the headpiece, etc., earpiece. So you need 4 ears to reverse. Just mark any little markings that we've put on there. It just makes your life a little bit easier when you're going through the pattern. So that's that.
Brilliant.
Okay, so to start with, let's just show you what I mean about the body and the head. So I've already pre-cut out. So these are the 2 back pieces. Obviously there's one, so 2 back pieces, 1 reversed. So that's all that means, is that it's just the opposite pattern. So what I'm going to do is sew it to the back piece. So there you go, those are my 2 pattern pieces. So what I'm going to do is right sides together. You can pin if you want to, 1/4 inch seam just along that line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'll move my wires out of the way.
Blue Dolly has sold out. Your main graphic is now for the instructions on their own. Side graphic will be for Mustard Dolly. Suzanne said, I've just checked the Oxford English Dictionary and draft is in there for an alternative spelling to draft with a UGHT. Thank you, Suzanne. There you go. I love looking in the dictionary. I keep doing this with me and Kieran. Have got really competitive with Scrabble lately. Well, over the last year.
Do you try and come up with a big word and have to drop it into everyday?
Well, Kieran, he cheats. That's what he does. He makes up words and he's like, no, it's in the dictionary. I'm like, but use it in a sentence. And he can't. I don't think it should be allowed. Pardon? Yeah, he always does it. He sits with the dictionary and it takes an hour to go on his next move. It's really irritating.
I haven't played Scrabble for ages.
Luck down for you, isn't it? I haven't got the Scrabble board out. I even thought I want to start playing chess.
I'd like to learn how to play chess, but I don't know if I've got the patience. Nick knows how to play chess. Even Charlie knows that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how he's learned it from. I've never seen him play it. So then you'll press the seams open. I'm just going to...
Was John Scott telling me to watch that programme, The Queen's Gambit?
Oh, it's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Where have I put? It's right in front of me. Oh,
Oh, you're looking for your pressing mat.
yeah. So backstitch every single time you sew any seams when it comes to toy making. So you're going to be fiddling with it a lot, so you don't want it to come undone.
Okay.
And press the seams open when you're doing these as well, because it stops it being so bulky when you're sewing it together. That's that piece. And then this one. Which is your favourite colourway then?
Do you know, I'm just looking at them now. I absolutely love this green, but I'm thinking, I think the mustard is quite neutral. I think it will go with a lot of people's decor.
Yeah.
And ochre is like a really, really on-trend
It's very
colour, isn't it?
trendy, yeah.
This stripe though, I was just looking at the stripe. We don't have that in the Moda range, do we? So if you do love that ochre stripe fabric, the only way of getting it is in this Dolly kit, which again is really limited now.
So be mindful when you are cutting out any of the mustard one or the blue one with the stripe, because obviously it is a directional print.
Okay.
So just bear that in mind when you're doing your pattern pieces. Okay, so there's my 2 body pieces. So what I'm going to do now is lay them right sides together. So what you want to do is that these 2 seams that you've sewn, you want to make sure that that's perfect. So I'll put a pin in that and make sure that is nice and straight. Now, if you look through the instructions correctly, you'll notice on the neck piece of the pattern, there's a little line. It will say leave open. So we're not going to sew this bit here. The reason why we're not sewing that bit there is because that's where we're going to put the head a bit later on. And there's also a leave open marks down here at the bottom. That is for where we stuff it from. Now I've left a small gap. You can choose to make it a little bit wider just to get your hand in there. So that's just up to you. I tend to go for a fairly small gap.
I must say though, your points, they all match up so perfectly.
A little trick to do that is, you know that the top bit this is the what everyone's going to be looking at. Sew that bit first.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask how you get that so crisp.
Because I'm so good. No, I cheat. So
You're also so modest, aren't you?
So I sew from that bit first, and I'm going to sew all the way around the tail.
Is it 1/4 inch seam allowance?
Quarter
Delphine?
inch seam allowance, yep, throughout. This one's a bit big, but I'm just doing it by eye.
Yeah, you're not pinning or anything. Would you advise anybody to
I advise
pin?
you pin, yeah. You just want to get it right, don't you? But also, I'll show you in a sec, if I have missed a little bit, I just go over it again.
Because it's got the interfacing, it's behaving itself, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It's not slipping and sliding. When you get to the point there, do you just leave your needle in?
Needle in and then just pivot round.
Ah, okay.
And line it up as I'm going along.
Is that your seam allowance that you've drawn on?
That's just where, no, that's just where I've cut it out, and I've just left an extra few little notches. So no, it's not.
Okay.
It's just my bad drawing.
It's not at all.
The other is that I drew it on the wrong one, but that one's the correct side. You see how that's nice and tidy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ignore that bit. Oh, it's actually matched together quite nicely here. Okay, so I'm just coming to that gap. Make sure you back stitch where that gap is, because when you stuff in that, you don't want those seams to come undone. And then you sew all the way up to the neckline.
Ten of mustard Dolly left. Green sold out. Oh, has it? In fact, actually, green sold out, blue sold out. The only way of getting Dolly now is either in the mustard kit, which are really, really limited, or the instructions on their own. There's lots of lovely fabrics that you could use, actually.
Oh, you'd use all sorts, but all of that range is stunning.
I'm thinking
it was hard to choose which fabrics to do.
You could do tweeds again, couldn't you?
Yeah, and again, very on trend, isn't it? Very cool. So because I started from that point, because I wanted to make sure that that was perfect, you just carry on sewing up to that leave open mark here, because remember, you want to make sure that this bit's floppy and open. It is in the pattern, so make sure you mark that down.
I love little sausage dogs. I saw one in the
They're
park.
so cute, aren't they?
I love sausages. Kat thought I was going to say then. I love little sausage dogs. I saw this one. It was tight, like these little legs were so
But they have got
tiny.
tiny little legs, haven't they? So what I will do then, I will just turn it over the other side and just give it a look to make sure that it's all sewn correctly, which I'm quite pleased with. And then just get yourself a pair of scissors and just trim any bulk around the tail, because when you turn it around, you want to make sure you've got a nice pointy tail.
And you've got lots of curves here. Do I need to snip into any of the curves?
No, there's if you're going to snip into any, all I would do is the tail section here, but I haven't on either of those. All I do is just make sure you just trim off any waste. But no, I haven't. If you're fairly accurate with your sewing, it should be fine. But if you're not, it doesn't matter either. You can just trim it off. Okay, I'm happy with that. That'll do.
Less than 30 of the instructions left on their own.
So I'm going to turn this the right way out now.
I haven't given any spoilers away, by the way. Haven't given any spoilers away, But I did say Tuesday's show, everyone's got to watch because it's such a good idea. The management have just arrived, by the way, for your meeting.
Oh, right, okay. I've got to pitch it to them yet.
Oh, it's brilliant.
We like it, don't we?
Oh, gosh, yeah. The thing is with Delphine, can you imagine going to the management to pitch different ideas and things?
It's nerve-wracking.
It's like, yeah, of course, that's brilliant.
One of these days, they're just going to look at me and go, get out. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. I don't know what came over me on that one. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'll pitch it to them in a bit and see what they say. There we go.
Oh, they'll love it. It's such a good idea. And I'm just gutted that I'm not here on Tuesday to see it. I'll be watching though, because that's such a brilliant idea.
Oh, yeah, I really hope that they like it now.
Yeah, me too.
Oh dear. Well, Rebecca Reed likes it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she thought it was a very good idea. Right, so I'm just, you can use a turning tool, but I'm just, imagine I am using a turning tool.
Yeah, you've got your imaginary stiletto in there. In fact, this is a great opportunity, Alice and Marion, to use your new pokey tool, new stiletto. So you don't want to go through your fabric,
I need a stiletto for when you're doing small pieces of quilting. You know, when you're getting your finger really, really close, it's handy to just push it through. There we go. So I've got a nice pointy tail. And just use your fingers just to put it all out. And then you just want to give it all a bit of a press.
What, so you're rolling that? So
I'm just rolling it so I can feel it in my fingers just to make sure it's all turned out the right way.
Okay.
Making sure those points are perfect. Look at that. Again. Just start on that seam and you're going to get it right every single time.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? Especially as you've got two quite, even though they're complementing, they are contrasting still. So you want to make sure that you get that look at that point.
And then give it a bit of a press. There we are. So in that opening bit for where you're going to stuff it with, what I always do whenever I make toys or any type of bit that you've got to sew, if I just fold that in just a little bit and then give it that a really, really hard press, that when you come and sew that closed,
it will remember where
it will remember where it is and it will stop it from fraying.
Ah, okay, brilliant.
So really strong press. There we go. And it will remember it, and it's a lot easier to catch with your needle. Because you only, when you sew it closed with a ladder stitch, you only want to get a tiny, just a couple of fibres.
Did you hand stitch?
I hand stitched it closed, yeah. So that's your body. So I'm going to put that to the side for now. So that's all ready to go. So then we'll move to the ears. So cut out your ears again. Make sure you do them cut them two in reverse. So, or you can choose to use the same fabric. It's completely up to you.
Yeah.
And then you put them one on top of the other. You can pin if you wish. So all the way around, leaving this gap open for turning. Make sure you back stitch to make sure the threads don't come loose. So I'm suddenly going to do that now.
I'm thinking these would be lovely for, you know, if you're doing little craft fairs and things like that. You've got the angel policy again in here, and for anybody who was wondering, you were saying in the last ad, does the same apply with this?
Yeah, absolutely. If you wanted to make a whole craft stall of those, it's fine. It's just as long as it's not mass produced, you know, in a factory or something like that.
Yeah.
Then no, it's fine. Yeah, it'd be nice to see them all in lots of different colours.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and like I say, something like that at craft fairs sell really well as well. And which we'll soon be able to start doing again as well, won't we?
Did you do craft fairs?
I used to, not anymore. But no, I used to, especially with I'll still do ones with the village and you know the community, in the school and things like that, but not so much anymore. And Yeah, but they're so much fun being there with fellow sewers and like-minded people.
Yeah.
I might still be doing art in the park this year.
Oh, where's that?
Leamington.
Is it?
Jefferson Gardens. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So I did it a couple of years ago, and it was an amazing event. I love that. That's a really cool event to do.
How about any of the Festival of Quilts?
I'm at Festival of Quilts this year. I have.
Oh,
I'm there. I think I'm
exciting.
there. I think I'm there every day.
Hang on, when is Festival of Quilts this year? What month?
Wendy. End of July into August.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
Yes.
that's something to look forward to. And I'm sure they'll sort of, regulate it. All
It's
of the
been.
different...
I was on a Zoom call Monday, and the amount of planning and organisation that's going into that event is absolutely amazing. So yeah, everything's set up, ready to go.
Oh, really? Brilliant.
So it's
Well, I know Wendy, our Wendy Gardner, she has a lot to do with it, doesn't she?
yeah.
The
She's the
organisation.
workshop director.
Oh, and she's said how much work has gone into
Yeah,
making sure that everything's safe.
And I'm
which
doing
is so
workshops there
exciting.
actually. So yeah. So
Oh, are you?
I'll be doing workshops there. So yeah, come along.
Brilliant. That's exciting. Becky. Hello, Becky. Becky Alexandra Foster's watching everybody, and she says, morning, Vicky. OMG, loving the fox quilt. It's amazing, isn't it? It's so clever.
Oh, bless her. Thank you.
Have you met Becky?
No, never met her. No, but her work is stunning. Like
She's an
how
incredible
she
artist
makes
as well.
those bags as well to be.
Yeah.
They look like something like designer out of a shop.
Yeah,
They
like
are
a designer handbag.
amazing. Very, very talented. Very talented lady.
So you've turned through your little feet.
Yep. So I've took
Sorry,
these are my ears.
Ears, sorry.
And so all I've done is just again with my fingers, and then again keep pressing as you go along. It just makes it look neater, and it just does help when it comes to the sewing. If you wanted to, you can sandwich it with a little bit of wadding if you wanted to, just to make it a bit thicker.
H640 or something to give it a bit of
Yeah,
a
you
fluffy.
So you can make it a little bit bigger, but that's up to you. So I have actually done that because you need the feet to be a bit more sturdy. So there's my two ears, they're all done. I'm going to pop them to one side. Shall I show you the feet now? No, I'm going to carry on with the head, and then I'll show you the feet. So for the headpiece, you've got two headpieces. Again, one's in reverse. So I've done this one so the lines are going across the face there. So what you're going to do is lie them right sides together. Again, make sure you've marked on there where the eye goes and where the ear goes.
And do you do a placement guide on your pattern of where the eye goes?
Yeah, so I've just done a little, on the pattern it is, so I've just done a little dot there.
Nice.
And then I will probably put a little dot on the other side as well,
Right,
just
so
so I know
transfer
where
that
it is.
over.
And then I'm going to sew from the nose all the way down to the neck. So I'm just going to go and do that now.
How many instructions we got, Kat? Less than 15 of the instructions on their own. Side graphic is for Mustard Dollie, which is now, I sound like a broken record. It's limited stock, very limited. A lot of people are sitting with it in their baskets waiting for the end of the demo. Don't wait, don't wait, don't wait. It will have sold out by 11 o'clock.
So whenever you sew a seam, always double check it, making sure you've caught everything there. I'm happy with that. So then open it out, and then, so that's what it looks like so far, and then sew your two side darts closed.
So that gives the shaping to
It
the
just
head.
gives it a little bit more shape around the face, yeah. And
Your
again,
projects, I
back
haven't seen you for so long. Your projects over the birthday were amazing as well.
Oh, what did I do for the birthday?
You did the Tree of Life.
Oh, yeah, the quilt. I can't wait to see someone do that. Can't wait. So who's going to be the first one to show the
Have you
Tree
not
of Life
have there
quilt?
been
I've
any
not
yet?
seen one yet.
Okay.
And I am...
They'll be coming up soon,
Yeah.
surely. Because that's another one that it isn't a quick project.
It's not, no. I mean, so I'm going to be making another one soon, and yeah, they take a while. If you
Okay.
to do it perfectly, you do need to really take your time on that. It's one of those ongoing projects that's on your table for a week or two, definitely, and that's when you go down it, most days just to really get it right.
Oh, sending all your Delphine pictures. We want to show them to her within this half an hour. So do make sure you send in all your photographs.
Yeah, especially if you've got the Tree of Life. So I've sewn those 2 darts closed now, so I'm quite happy with that. So now what I'm going to do, before I sew the forehead piece, is that I'm going to get my ear pieces. So I want this pattern to be on the outside. So I look at where my ear placement is, so it's there. So I'm going to have the inner ear needs to be touching the right side of the face. So all I'm going to do is make sure it's in the right place, and then I'm just going to pop a pin in it.
You're so clever making this into a 3-dimensional thing. Obviously, it's one thing being a great artist and being able to draw a dachshund dog and how you want it, but then to create it in 3D.
It's again, I used to make a lot of toys for. I used to have a little company that used to make toys and quilts and blankets out of people's clothes.
Oh,
So like keepsake things.
Yeah.
So memory bears. And so I was used to making lots of different style toys, and I think the more you make them, more you understand the pattern, it's easier to come up with your.
Yeah.
Do you know what? A lot of it's just maths.
Right.
If you're good at maths, which I'm not, which is why Nick does that. But it's just getting like creating the arc lengths and just making sure you're good at the. But no, maths, I haven't got a clue. Bit like my spelling. So.
Oh no, the English, the Oxford Dictionary says that you were correct.
Oh, that's all right then.
Gwyneth's bought 2. She said, would you recommend making one and then the other, or could you make 2 in a bit of a production line?
Oh, I'd do it as a production line. Yeah.
Do all the ears, do all the feet, the bodies, and you could do it both together.
Yeah, that's how I did these ones. So all I've done there, I haven't stitched it with a 1/4 inch seam. I've just stitched it as close to the top, because when I sew the forehead piece on, that's going to be hidden. So it just makes it easier, because otherwise you'd be putting lots of pins in there, and then it could move around, and then you've got wonky ears. So that's the reason why I do that. It's just making your life a little bit easier for you. That's all that is. So once you've done that bit, you're going to open out the seam and just finger press that seam flat, because again, you don't want that to be too bulky, and you want that to lie quite nice and flat. So just give that a press with your thumb and press that flat. And then your forehead piece, I've done this so the pattern's going across. On the marking there is, on the template there is that little line there. That's just so you know that that's going to go right into meet the point of the seam of the nose piece. Right sides together. Now this is probably the only trickiest part of the whole pattern. So everything else is just sewing right sides together.
Well, it says here the skill level confident beginner.
Yeah, really simple. So all you're going to do is use lots of pins. Take your time. There we go. So if you just sew, the pattern will match up. Just do it bit by bit and twist. There we go. So, and then just pivot it around, and then squeeze the fabric as you go around and flatten it out. Now once you've done so many pins on the nose, once you know it's going to start flattening out, what I tend to do now, leave that ear out of the way, this back piece of the forehead, this side here needs to line up with the side headpiece. And just by putting a pin in there, you know all you've got to do is match up the rest, and it's going to make it just that little bit easier to pin. I tend to do one side first and then the other. That just stops any pins stabbing you in the hands when you're putting it through the sewing machine.
It shows you how important it is, because you are not normally a pinner, are you?
Nope. No, I'm not usually a pinner. Anything to do with curves, I tend to pay a bit more. I could, easily put it under the machine, but I might miss the seams. And you want the face to be nice and smooth. You want it to be right, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take your time on this.
You're just easing it in. It will fit.
It will fit perfectly, yeah.
It will fit.
It will. I'll make it. So there we are. I'm quite happy that that's all pinned now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So you don't want to be sewing this dart yet. No, 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 no. You stay away from that dart right until the very end. How many times I've made toys and I just jump ahead and think, oh, I need to sew that up. And then you come to the end of the pattern and then you've got to unpick it. So that, I do write that in the pattern. I even think I've done it in capital letters of do not sew backhead dart yet. So when you come to stitch, take your time again. Don't sew over your pins. There's plenty of time to take them out. Don't forget your back stitch.
Oh, Sue, I'm pleased your new toy's arrived. She said my stitch remover's arrived. She says now I'm trying to decide on what to miss-sew just to play with my new toy.
The backhead dart on the dog.
There you go, yeah. Just don't pin it, just wing it, and then you'll get to do all the unpicking. Have you tried that yet?
I haven't, no. You have, haven't you?
Oh my word, it's not, I don't like the word gadget because I think, oh, a gadget is something that is a bit of a novelty.
A bit of a novel thing, yeah.
But it's so good. It's not in stock at the moment, I don't think. The Bridgewater stitch, no.
I've unpicked a whole double quilt once, you know, when you wish you started.
Oh.
Yeah, that was painful, and I think it was the day before Christmas Eve. Don't know why I did that. Okay, so smooth out as you go along. Turn as you go, needle down the whole time. And then stop when you get to that point of where the seams meet. Just a little back stitch and then go and do the other side. Check all the way around that everything's caught. I'm happy with that, and I've also made sure that I've gone over where the ears are and to make sure that those stitches are hidden. And now I'm going to go and do the other side. I'll do this one a little bit quicker.
The Moda fabric's lovely though, isn't it?
Sews really well.
Does
And it
it?
irons well. Yeah, because sometimes when you iron, you know, and you have to iron it over and over again just to get those creases out, but just one press and it's really smooth. It's really nice.
We've loved all the Moda fabrics today with Felix and with Dollie. Don't forget, 11 o'clock we'll be launching all of these fabrics by the half metre, so you can do some lovely accessories to go with Dollie, some cushions and things. Or make a whole, like you said, a whole family of Dollies.
Yeah.
By different doors.
It was hard to choose which fabrics from all of those. Really hard because they're so beautiful.
Just be careful that these don't get dog napped because Kat has got her eagle eyes on these. She's been talking about her drafty door since she's moved into her new house. She's like, I definitely need a draft excluder or a curtain or something over our front door. You've put a curtain up now, but you still need a draft excluder. She says, after seeing these, I do, yeah. She loves the mustard.
And also, I've done this to a certain length. If you've got a very wide door, make it longer. If you've got a short patio door, make it shorter. So if you do live in, you know, I'm aware that certain houses have got the really big wide doors. So just make it a little bit longer. It's
Nice.
Yeah. So don't feel that you have to stick to the size. All I'll do is extend the back part of the body, not the front. If that's how you were going to do it, if you were going to extend it.
So he's still got his little jumper on, but then a really long body.
Yeah.
Little crop top on.
Yeah.
Belly button out.
Oh, you could do the back bit in the other. You could have little shorts on as well.
Oh,
Sorry.
So you do a middle piece and then just do the back bit.
could do.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to go back into where I finished sewing. That's where I need to get close at me so I can see it. There's my pedal gone. There it is. And then I'll just carry on sewing. Make sure you'll be able to feel in your fingers whether or not you've got anything in the way. So just take your time with that.
Delphine, when are you starting up your gym classes again?
Oh, I need to really soon. Because my waistline the last 12 months, crikey me.
You're the instructor. I didn't mean it that way.
No, I need to. No, that's it though, because, you know, I've not been doing anywhere near as much exercise.
No, I'm asking for me. I'm like, right, when is Delphine?
Well, I'm
doing her fitness
assuming from the
classes again?
12th of April, I think. Is it the 12th of April, things like that open? I'm not sure.
I'm a bit confused, if I'm honest. I'm, just waiting. I have no idea. I'm going to wait until,
I've got my garden furniture ready for people to come round.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
the main thing. I haven't done any gardening yet, mind, but I've got some nice garden furniture.
Oh, I'll pop over and see
Yeah.
you with the baby.
Oh, I can't wait.
We're all going to be in our gardens, aren't we? Hopefully we have a lovely spring and summer.
Oh, I
Hopefully it's
hope
going to be nice
so.
and warm.
And how are you feeling? Are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel fine. I feel fine actually. Don't get me
bless
wrong.
you.
By about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, if you ask me, then I'd say I'm very tired,
You
but
need a
I'm all right.
nap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm actually fine. I'm fine. I promise. No, we were talking. You were saying that you had Charlie at 32 weeks,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you say he's really tall now.
He's huge. He's 9 and he's in age. What was he in at the moment? He was in 12 to 13 clothes the other day. Yeah, he's a big boy. Size 6 feet.
Gosh, oh my word.
Yeah. That's he's a very tall boy. He's probably one of the tallest in his class, easily.
Elliot was 6 weeks early as well. Were you?
He's quite tall as well, isn't he?
Yeah, 5'11". Stop telling me about all these early babies. Kat says, well, I was a week early as well.
You'll be all right now, though. Or imagine that if you
John's got you ready, because he's ready every day now.
Oh,
to
I know,
just
bless
be like,
him.
I'm coming in.
So I've turned it the right side. There you go.
Oh, look.
So that's the head. So I'm happy with the ears. I've checked all my seams. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Don't sew the dark clothes. You don't need to that yet. So just leave that open. Put that to one side. Okay, so head done, body done, legs now. So to make your little feet, just have a little bit of wadding nearby. I should have trimmed that to size. I apologise.
Because they're not only sort of decorative, they're also functional.
They're functional, yeah. So what you do is you get your 2 foot pieces and right sides together on top of a piece of wadding. Mark on your fabric a little turning gap and then sew all the way around. So I'm going to go and do that now.
What sort of wadding is that you're using?
Oh, it's just
A piece of scrap out of you?
just a scrap piece, yeah.
Just
But
any wadding?
any wadding will do, anything will do. Just to gives it a little bit of structure, that's all, just to help the feet stand up. And then leave a big enough gap for turning and then get a pair of scissors and then just trim round. So I did 2 sets of feet, 2 matching the back of the body and 2 matching the front of the body. But again, you can mix up the fabrics, you can do whatever you like.
So are you trimming right up to your stitches here?
Fairly close, yeah. Especially around the corner because you just want to make sure it's nice and smooth when you turn it out the right way. I'll move that there. And then turn it round the right way. Leave a big enough gap. It will turn. It's because I've painted my nails as well. You know when you paint your nails and you can't quite get in there.
It's always harder on television as well, isn't it?
It is when you've got clammy hands and it's coming, it's coming. There we go. Gets to a certain point when you're like, yes. And then just fan it out as well, just by pulling it a bit. And then push it through. Smooth out any of the edges. Again, just give it a bit of a roll in your fingers. And then you're going to have that little gap. You just fold those ear bits in, just like you did with the body piece.
Oh, and give that a good press.
And you give that a press.
You could even use some decorative stitches around there, couldn't you then?
Yeah.
Top stitch it with some nice decorative stitches.
There we go. So I'll do that to all 4 and then you've got your four sets of feet.
Lovely.
So I'll show you how to attach I'll do a couple, show you how to attach them. So you will need, get in your button box and get a couple of buttons.
Do you collect buttons?
I haven't. I've got some. Is that the right bag? No. My mother-in-law had these beautiful. I think it was her mum's. These gorgeous tins of buttons. So who knows how old they are?
Oh,
but
wow.
there's There's some beautiful ones in there. And also she always cuts off, I should do this, but you know when you get like an extra button attached to a top, and she always puts them in, because you never know when you get some beautiful ones. So I'll just do a couple there. Let me get I'll just borrow a bit of thread.
Is the name Ursula?
Yeah, Ursh. Yeah, Ursh. I don't know if she's watching. Oh, Ursh. Did I put a needle back in there last night? I did.
You are organised, aren't you?
I only had the one thin needle, and I thought, oh, I'll have to ask Kat for a bigger one, and bless her, she's got me one here. So, thread your needle. Is it going to thread a lot? Yeah, there we are. So a double thread. I like a bit of hand sewing.
Do you? Do you do much hand sewing at home?
Only when I'm doing like my needle felting and things. But I like, you know, when hand finishing a quilt binding. I like doing that. Yeah. So your body, it is on the instructions of where you'd mark where you'd put the your feet. Now you want to do it so where do I put those buttons? So the front leg pieces, the points face forwards, and then for the back ones you want to make sure that they face backwards.
Right.
So the easiest way to do this is, first of all, attach your button to your foot and just do that a couple of times. There we go. And then you would have marked where where it will go. So 2 ways to do this. You can go in from the turning gap here and do it. It can be a little bit awkward, or the other way to do it is just make sure you're not going to get the piece on the other side, but you just get a couple of strands of the fabric, and then you can feel it with your fingers, having your finger on the other side. You just grab in a couple of fibres of the fabric, come out through there and then back through the button.
Are you using an extra strong thread, or is that just your normal thread?
No, that's just what I got out of the machine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm using the Aurifil. So, and you just do that a couple of times. Bearing in mind, if you've got young kids around, make sure that you do a really good job at sewing these on nice and tight. So you'll just do that. You'll just repeat that over and over again until you're happy that they're not going to fall off. Trying not to sew through to the other side. Ooh. And then you just tie it off. So you'll do that to all 4 of the legs. And then, so imagine I've done all 4. So I've got all my legs all sewn on. So I've done all 4. Then what you need to do is that you're going to turn just the front part of the dog. You don't need to worry about the back bit because you're not going to be sewing anything there anymore because the legs are on.
So that's good. That's why you've got multiple turning, stuffing sort of.
Yeah. So and also that just makes it it keeps the back piece nice and pointy. So now attaching the head.
Right. This is the bit that scares me.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's circular and it's. I don't know whether I'm just thinking this could be awkward.
No, not at all. The reason, because I've left this bit here open and I've left the back dart open, I've got plenty to work with.
Oh, good.
Some toy patterns, these are all closed and they are a nightmare to sew. They're messy, you have to get your hand needles out and you've got wobbly heads. No, this is why I've designed it so it's a lot easier to sew. So the front body of the piece is inside out. This is the right side out. Make sure you get that right, otherwise you'll be devastated when you turn it the right way around. Now this nose piece, where the nose bit is here, just underneath here, this centre seam here, that needs to line up with the centre of the neck.
Elliot, we need to do this, sorry. Thank you.
So this centre seam here needs to line up. So that's the face piece, needs to line up with this piece here. So stuff it in inside.
And it was just sewing along with you. He was like, right, okay, so I need to do that, and then forgot to press the buttons.
Can you sew? Could you sew, Elliot?
Honestly, he's learning so much though. He's been asking me so many questions in my ear that he wanted to ask you because he's getting really into it.
Oh, bless him. So once you've put that first pin in, just tuck all the ears and everything so they're out of the way. This is the only other time you're really going to get your pins out. That's it, get in there. What are you caught on? There we go. It's very quiet in here.
We're all concentrating, aren't we? Do you want me to just do a musical interlude?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Have a sing. Sing us a song. Okay.
Oh.
So
Soon you'll have to come to some of my gigs. Do you like ABBA, Delphine? No, well you would.
Yes,
if you
I
were
would
in
if it was
dog.
you singing it. Yeah.
Do you like 80s music?
I'm more of a 90s music. I'm a 90s R&B girl, really.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay.
You see her frown.
It's not
But,
my forte.
Okay.
I'm more of the show
I'll tell you who I
tunes.
do. I love the Carpenters.
Oh, okay.
They're one of my favourite all-time ever bands. I love them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sing me a
Well, no,
Carpenters.
I'm in an ABBA tribute show, but they do also do, their sister show is the Carpenters.
Ah, yeah. See,
I knew you knew them, Elliot, and I couldn't think where from. But you did their video, didn't you? Yes.
So I'm lining up the back of the head with that neck seam. And again, just put your pins in place and then just take your time pinning the rest.
No, they asked me to do an ABBA gig in Dubai in May.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't
did
think
just
so.
laugh. I was like, is this actually a joke? Have you seen the cat suits they wear? They've asked me to do one in August, and I'm still thinking,
Oh, you're
I don't
beautiful.
actually know whether it's not in Dubai. It's in near, local.
You could look nice wearing a bin bag. There we are.
There was never a baby in ABBA, no. Baby Bjorn, maybe.
Yeah, that was it. Because I remember when back at Christmas when we did those gonks, the gnomes.
Oh yeah.
And it was
They were
called Bjorn.
and
then you were
Frida.
like, yeah, and then you were like, yeah, Bjorn, Frida, and it just
No.
it didn't click. She was disgusted. I think I went down it quite a lot.
Yeah, I was like, how do you not know that these are
So,
all
yeah.
members of ABBA? Everyone's like, no, I didn't realise Bjorn and Jetta, and yeah, didn't realise.
Didn't click.
There's a lot of bad ABBA tribute bands though, Elliot. Elliot said he's seen 7. I know one that's called Knowing Lou, Knowing Deb.
Oh.
Knowing you, know me. I'm not saying that.
See, I know the songs.
Yeah.
I just didn't know their name.
Have you seen Mamma Mia? Oh my word, you're as bad as Kat. Kat's never
No.
watched, at least she's watched Mamma Mia, but she's never watched Dirty Dancing.
What?
She's never watched Pretty Woman.
No. I thought I was bad.
The Mamma Mia films are good though. Yeah, you should watch those. Elliot, yeah, you'd enjoy those as well with Amy.
There we go.
Right, okay, so lots of pins.
Lots of pins, so all pinned in place. If you're doing it for the first time, again, do it very much similar to the head piece where you do one half first and then the other half.
Uh-huh.
But because of time, I do want to make sure that I get to show you.
How do you put this under your machine?
Start off with the back head piece.
Okay.
Luckily, it's quite small, this. So usually, if you have a lot of bulk, you know, especially if you have... bear in mind, if you are using wadding in the ears, it will be a little bit bulkier, so just bear that in mind if you do choose to do it. Maybe make one first without and then do one with. So I'm going to give that a back stitch. So I'm usually a very fast sewer, but I do like to take my time on this one. And then just twist it round as you go. Those pins will make a little noise, they clatter against the machine. Don't worry about that. This is where a stiletto, if you are going to use one, might come in handy if you're not keen on getting your fingers quite close to the needle. And then just by twisting it already, it just feels a lot easier. Let's give it a, move it around with your fingers. And again, I'm not a fan of sewing over pins, so take your time. Take them out as you go around. Nearly done now. This is where you've really taken your time and you've realised that your bobbins run out.
Oh no.
Imagine.
Yeah, you sew all the way around and then you realise, oh no, it hasn't sewn.
Yeah.
We've all been there. A
Okay.
little back stitch at the end as well.
Little back stitch, always back stitch.
Okay.
So now all I'm going to do is check that all your seams are sewn. I'm happy with that. So then you pull the head wrong side out. Right, yeah. And then making sure the ears are out the way, you're going to close that back dart bit and where it met the neck earlier on.
Okay.
You're just going to close that down. So
Just with a ladder
inch
stitch again, or on your machine.
on your machine.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then the only gap that's left is the turning gap at the bottom. So back stitch.
We've got about 3 minutes left, Delphine.
And there we go, a little back stitch, and then let's turn it the right way out. There we go. And there's your doggy.
Oh, I love him.
So if we've got a few minutes, I'll just quickly show you how to do his eyes.
So would you do the eyes before you stuff his face?
Nope, stuff his face.
Stuff his
I'd
face
stuff
first.
the whole thing first. Now a little tip of stuffing, do it in pieces. If you go in with loads straight away, it won't stuff right.
So you need more than one bag to stuff him?
May possibly, yeah. It depends how firm.
I think
Yeah.
you want him nice and firm.
And so the way to stuff it, do it in bits. So don't just whack a load of stuffing in there, and use your fingers to really push it down towards the nose.
Do you
So-
need any recycled pellets? Could you weigh them down?
Yeah, definitely. That would be really good. I haven't in those two, but putting a few pellets in, it will definitely keep it right and close to the floor.
Yeah.
And a bit more weighty. So you really want to pack the nose well. And so first of all, I'll do the head and the neck piece, and then I'll do the tail piece, and then then you'll do the body piece.
And you do want to make sure that you put in more stuffing than you think you need, because you want all those details in the face, and that you've done all those hard work of the darts and everything.
Yeah.
So to create that shape, you need to make sure you stuff it properly.
That's it. Just make sure you've done all that
Yeah.
hard work. You don't want to stop, and make it look a bit. If you take your time to do this bit. So imagine I've stuffed the head.
Okay.
So there he is now. So I'll show you how to do the nose and the slight quick eye, and then all you'll do then is sew the bottom. Just so also with the little feet, remember the little opening bits on the feet. Make sure you sew those closed with.
Okay.
Just again, I've put all the diagrams and everything in the instructions. Of
Yeah, you've done a whip
what
stitch, ladder stitch, and all sorts.
And if you're not sure on them, just Google it. There's plenty of videos. So
You're using a black stranded cotton
yeah,
here?
just a piece of black shabby cotton. Excuse me, I'm the only one going to be touching this, so excuse me. I'm just a habit, and I haven't got my glasses.
£1.49 for our black stranded cotton. It's an 8-metre skein. So if you are doing this, I know that you said that you had this on Charlie's bed. This was more of a toy. So just be careful with things like buttons and things like that.
Yes,
if you're doing this to
definitely.
children. So this is a good way of just embroidering the facial
It
features
is
on.
just, but except I haven't, my needles is very small eye.
There's a face. You've even done a lovely brown nose.
I know that's just a tiny bit of an offcut of. You could use anything, felt, or you could even use a piece of the other the contrasting fabric. So on the stripy one, like the mustard dog, You could even, this is, yeah, I know. Adapt and overcome. Sorry, I've got a very small eye.
Oh. We need some of those big-eyed needles. For
I
you,
had
Stanley
one,
Cotton.
but I forgot to put it in my bag. But yeah, I think, on the mustard dog,
Yeah.
you could do the nose out of the floral fabric.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all matching.
Yeah, that'd be lovely as well.
Okay, so here we go, very, very quickly. So imagine this is embroidery thread though, the skein. It will show up a lot easier. It's only because I want to quickly show you how to do this. Right then, you'll get your nose piece. So to give him a smile, what you'll do this before you put the actual nose on. You'll go in through the top.
Yeah.
That will be covered up later with your nose, so don't worry about making a mess there. So just give that a couple of threads. Now, go down for where the seam is. Go out the side of the face.
Mm-hmm.
Pull nice and tight so that will sit in that seam. You go back in where you went in on the mouthpiece, and then you will go out the other side. Pull nice and tight. You'd see this more if I use the skein, and then you go back in, and then out through the nose. And that will give him that little smile.
Oh.
And that's how you do smiles
And
on
with
toys.
your stranded cotton, you only need to do that as one single bit. You don't need to go over it, do you?
No, just one single bit. And then a satin stitch for the eyes. You just go in and out. And it's just really, really simple. Or you can use buttons, but again, just be careful for if kids are around.
Brilliant. Thank
There
you
you go.
so much. We love Dollie and Felix and you. We love you too.
I love you too, lovely.
Tuesday, good luck with your meeting. Fingers crossed it goes well, because we've got the most exciting project with you on Tuesday, haven't we?
Oh, well, hopefully.
Yes, it's going to be so good.
Hopefully.
We'll be watching from home. It's so lovely to see you.
And you, lovely.
I'll see you soon.
Yep,
See you
very soon. Yeah, and best of luck if I
Thank
don't see you before.
Thank you, thank you. Delphine is coming back on Tuesday. Do make sure whatever you do, you watch that show, because it's going to be great. After the break, we are going to be looking in more depth at these beautiful fabrics. We've got the whole range. We're going to be launching the Folktale range from Moda in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's been selling already on pre-order, so have a quick pit stop onto the website over the next couple of minutes, and we're back after this.
Hi, I'm Debbie Harris, and I'm so excited to be one of the new guest designers here on Sewing Street. I live and work in Melton Mowbray in Leicestershire, where I run my own knitting and sewing business called Mabel and Deb. I specialise in sewing and knitting and crocheting, and I've been doing all of those three things from being a little girl when my mum taught me all things knitting, crochet and sewing. Started off just crocheting little chain stitches and granny squares, and then actually patchwork sewing little hexagons, and they're still my favourite shape to sew now. I used to be a school teacher. For over 20 years I was teaching in classrooms. I just had the knitting and the crochet and sewing as a background hobby, but now I get to do this as my job, and I'm absolutely passionate about it and really want to share all that passion and excitement with you guys. A tip that I think is worth sharing with you is always use quality materials. So whether that's your fabrics or your threads or wool, the difference in the quality of your materials can really make a difference to your finished project. And always use the right tools, so whether it's a rotary cutter or a pair of scissors that are specially made for that job, that too can make all the difference. My claim to fame in 2020 was being one of the winners of the Great British Make Off here on Sewing Street, when I did my debut sewing demonstration in November last year. And it was just a wonderful experience, and I'm so excited to be here on my Sewing Street journey with you all, bringing you lots of tips, techniques, and looking forward to doing lots of exciting projects with you throughout the year. So lovely to meet you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too. In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping! Hello, welcome back to Sewing Street. I've just seen the message from Christine and says, Delphine Brooks, you've done it again. Thank you so much. She's done it again, hasn't she? I honestly don't know how. Each week she comes in and she's got these amazing ideas. She just doesn't stop. So I know we're really, really grateful that we have amazing Delphine Brooks on board with us, and the designs are incredible. So enjoy making Felix and enjoy making lovely Dollie as well. And send in all your photographs to the Facebook fan page, because it honestly makes our day seeing all of your makes. It inspires so many people. It's great to share your tips and knowledge. And I mean, we all look at the Facebook fan page. We love seeing all of your makes. It's Sewing Street TV is our official Facebook page. But if you go to Sewing Street Fans, then it's the group on Facebook which you can join and share all of your makes. Now, speaking of Dollie, if you loved the fabrics that Delphine was working with, and she says they're beautiful to sew with, they press so beautifully as well. They're quilting weight cottons. This is the brand new Moda Folktale range. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. We've been spoiled recently, absolutely spoiled rotten. Please do not think this is normal. To be able to bring you launch after launch after launch of stunning fabrics, surely is something we can't keep up with. But I personally absolutely love this collection because it's still got the traditional feel that we love from Moda, but also equally it's got lots of these lovely ochres and greys. You've got your lovely greens like olive tones and blues that are all really a really beautiful palette for soft furnishing, for home decor, that's still very on trend. So this is, as I said, the Moda Folktale collection, which if you have a look on Moda's website, you can read more about the collection. And I'm just going to read you an extract from the inspiration of this. So it says, come along for a walk on an old forest path. The sun is heading to bed, scattering the last bits of light in and around the trees. It's a wild wonderland, a thick woodland brimming with enchanted blooms of soft pinks, white and gold. Look for the dainty little posies scattered at random, beckoning to be collected. This is a collection, this collection is a romantic backdrop for an older time, once one of fanciful tales and lore. And what I love is that it does have that really whimsical feel to it, but yet it's still really on trend for all home decor now. Ochre is so trendy. This whole collection, I mean, it is super indulgent, isn't it? To be able to have 13.5 meters. 13.5 meters of beautiful Moda quilting fabric. Now, with this price point, 1, you get half a meter for free. 2, you are getting it on split pay. 3 split payments of £64.91. If you are purchasing on split pay, you will get it home after your first payment, and then you just need to pay those second payment and the third payment on the same day of each month. So if, for example, you're buying it today, it'll be the 17th of April and then May. Gosh, how scary is that? That is, how are we already nearly in April? Anyway, problem with the bundle, because of the saving that you're making, and because obviously this has been kitted for Dollie, we've already started looking at this collection for different projects. To put together a mega bundle, it's going to be limited. So if you are thinking, umming and ahhing about it, and you know that you want all of the colourways, you are making a saving, you have also got it on split pay, take the plunge and go for it, as they are limited. So today, we're also going to break it down into colour schemes. So you've got your blues, you've got your posy pinks, you've got your golden ochres, you've got that lovely sort of rose pink, which is lovely. You've got your sage olive green. Oh no, I'm missing one. This one. And then this one they've called Cloud, which are your more neutral tones. So, is the one that you would like to start with? Should we start with the blues? The blues sold out very, very quickly with Dollie, and we hadn't even seen Dollie made up in blue until Delphine was demonstrating. Now, well done everybody who's got these on pre-order. It's now incredibly limited. You've got your dot, which is lovely, because look, these are all multicolour polka dots. You've also got your floral, half a metre. In fact, there's one left, by the way, one left. So this is the one that you get your half a metre of your dots, half a metre of your floral, half a metre of this one. This was the one that Delphine said looks like a Christmas wintry jumper. It's lovely. You've also got your stripe, which is a really delicate pinstripe. And then you've got your pretty posies. Delicate posies, $36.99. Right, the blues are sold out. The only way of getting those blues is either individually or in the mega bundle. We will be doing them individually after these mini bundles. The greens, oh my word, these have been absolutely flying out. So the green sold out first with the kits with Dollie. Once again, you're getting similar prints. So this time you're still getting the pinstripe. You're still getting the spot. You're getting the Moda floral, you're getting the Moda posies, and then you've also got different this time, this one. I love that. Half a metre, remember, I will open one out so you can see how much you're getting. It's 112 wide, and it's quilting weight cotton, so you get all of that fabric. Each of these are cut into half metre pre-cuts. They're already cut. They're done, ready to go. So if you are multi-buying, then they will come pre-cut. You're going to be able to make so much out of these. And just think about, I mean, quilting, yes, Moda are brilliant for quilting projects because they've thought about the different scales of print for you. They've thought about the different colours and then working tonally together, complementing each other. Now, it is something that I know a lot of people... of course, when you are on your quilting journey or your sewing journey, think about the different quality cottons that you're working with. Moda is one of the most famous brands when it comes to top quality quilting fabric. I mean, you just heard Delphine say it sews beautifully. Quite often you might need to give fabrics a really good press to get them to lay flat or to sit how you want them, whereas these press absolutely beautifully. And we have so many people who come back and say that they choose to only buy Moda fabrics, to be honest, if they're quilting, because it is such gorgeous colour as well. Green is one of those that I think you either love green or you really don't like green. But what I love about this is you've got different shades in here. You've got a really lovely country kitchen cottage feel to it. It was the one that I was initially drawn to, and it's like a soft olive green in there. In fact, this is the sort of colour that I've got in my nursery, in my imaginary nursery, in my Pinterest mood board, because I really love this. I think this is so nice. Yeah, you know, like a mood board when you're decorating, because we're not going to move into our new place until in the summer. So I've got, I've got 40 steps to go up to my front door. It's keeping me moving though, it's good. But anyway, so at the moment, we've got like this sage green, like changing table and cocked, and it is so lovely. This colour, it's like a French grey green, isn't it? You're seeing it a lot in kitchens and home decor. I love that colour, but it's still with your splash of this. What colour would you call this? Rose. It's lovely. We're over allocated on the green baskets, just be aware. If you do want the entire bundle, remember you get the blues, you get the greens, you get the rose, you get these beautiful pretty posy pinks, you got the mustards, and you get the cloud, which is your ivories as well. All of them for just £194.71. So there's the blues, there's the greens. Now we've got less than 10 of the mega bundles. Should we do this rose? Because this is a really interesting colour as well. So this one's called Posy. So this one again has all ½ metre pre-cuts, another 2.5 metre bundle. Same print again, so you're getting your spot. And on here you've got the lovely sort of pinky, salmon, I want to say rose pink, but then you've also got the green, you've got the mustard, you've got the blue, you've got all of the different coloured little spots. So you have ½ metre of this one, ½ metre of your larger floral print, which is again incorporating the ochres. You can see bringing in those sage greens, so they all tie in together so well. If you're getting 2 of the bundles, for example, they'll all work together. This one's got a white background or a really light ivory. It will go perfectly with the cloud colour. And then you've got the rose with the sage green detail. Also your stripe. Now on screen it will look a bit stroby because cameras don't like stripes. But it's a really lovely fine stripe. So the background colour is the rose, and then you've got this lovely thin white stripe. That would look amazing for binding. I love a stripy binding. And then finally, you've got your more ditzy scale floral print that's also got a little spot in the background as well. Real detail. £36.99. We are going to be able to do these individually by the ½ metre as well, so we will have a good close look at these. I tell you what though, whilst they last, can I show you, there's so many on the website are already extremely limited by the ½ metre, so have a good look through. You can skip ahead of me in fact and start checking out on which ones that you want by the ½ metre. If you go on to Watch Live on the website, if you have a look below on Watch Live, you'll be able to see all the fabrics that we're yet to bring you, and them all by the ½ metre as well. So if there's one that you've spotted that you really want, oh, do make the most of it. And I'm not going to blow my own trumpet with this, but I've made the best complimentary bundle. It's my first ever one, I'm so proud. Right, let's do the mustards because again, in Dollie, look at Dollie. These amazing ochres. Well, it's Pantone colour of the year, isn't it? Grey and yellow, grey and ochres together, they look amazing. So this one's golden fabric, this one's called. So you've got your little posy prints. This one is called Golden. Golden. You also have that lovely spot. That's really nice, isn't it? If you're thinking for bag making, if you're thinking for soft furnishing, if you're thinking for quilting, for any patchwork projects, let us know what you're thinking of making. But because you've got all of these different, there's not one that sort of outshines the other. Even though they're all different scale prints and different textures, not one outshines the other. They're all absolutely beautiful. £29.49 for 4 half-metre pre-cuts, all ready to go. And yeah, they're already pre-cut, so just be aware if you're multi-buying, which people are, they come pre-cut. Then we've also got Cloud. Just so you know, there's less than 10 of the whole mega bundle. So if you do love all of these colours, then you can get them all. I think a lot of people sort of wait to see all the fabrics, but I just don't want you to wait for too long because it's now less than 10. Lots already went on pre-order. Now this one's called Cloud. It's not cream in the background, but I don't know whether it's a white. I would say it's a really, it's an off-white. It's an off-white slightly. So it isn't stark. It's still got a really lovely, whimsical feel to it. It doesn't look stark, but it works so well, doesn't it? And I know that normally when you start looking at collections, they generally do more of your mixer tones and different colours that are going to be slightly more muted. But this is just going to look so crisp and clean for bedroom decor. It's going to look beautiful for little cosmetic bags. I'm thinking of, you know, you putting it with lovely little buttons and lace. It's so pretty, isn't it? Especially with all these floral prints. It is gorgeous. Now this one's got a different colour background. You can see it's got more of like a greige, you nice greys, not greys, greige, a grey beige. Just £29.49. And then this one's so pretty as well, your spot. Extremely limited on the 2 metre bundles, extremely limited, less than £30. It's a good way of trying it out, actually. If you've never worked with Moda fabrics before, they're quilting weight cottons, 112 wide. The green sold out, blue sold out. There is still availability on the mustard and the posy. There's less than 5 of each, in fact, though, so do be careful. And then finally, these pinks. They call Petal, and they are lovely blush pinks. Do you know, I know some people who aren't pink people who I think would still really, really like this because you've got the rose colour here and it ties in really nicely with the greens. It's not girly, girly, girly in your face pink, is it? This is lovely. And then you've also got your lovely soft spot in the background there. The pink stripe is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You could do Dollie in this, absolutely. Remember, you need half a metre. Well, you could do 2 dollies, couldn't you? You need half a metre of each fabric. So you could do Dollie in one, or you could mix and match them. So you could do Dollie's head, ears in a different fabric, feet in a different fabric, body in a different fabric, other half of the body in another fabric, and mix and match them all in. Dollie patterns on their own are still available at the moment. At the moment, £9.99. I think before the end of this hour, they could have sold out. Kat saying definitely. So now you've seen all of the different colours. Remember, you've got Cloud, you've got your lovely Petal, Posy, Golden, Sky, and Olive, and these 2 are sold out individually, but remember you can get the whole shebang, the whole bundle for £194.74, or it is also available, where is it? Up there. Where's it? I can't get my finger there. There it is, on split pay. £64.91. So they're all of your on split pay. They're all of your 2 metre or smaller bundles, 2.5 metre bundles in some cases. So, Kat set me a bit of a challenge yesterday afternoon. We come off air, we obviously pet down the show and set up for today's show, and Kat doesn't do this lightly. We generally either go across over to the warehouse and look at all the bolts of fabric, or we order up loads here, which the warehouse love us doing, and we pick exactly next to each other which ones are going to go well. And Kat said to me, do you want to have a go at doing it? And I'm so bad at putting colours together, but what do you think? I think I've done a good job. So what I did with Kat yesterday, so I did a bit of a process of elimination. We bought up lots of greens, we bought lots of neutrals, we bought lots of yellows, we bought lots of different blues because we were thinking, oh, which ones are going to work? So I've picked out these colours, which are our Rose and Hubble Quilter's Weight quality solid colours. So these aren't Moda, but they are Moda complementary. So these are Rose and Hubble, but they work really, really well with the colours. So you have got here, obviously your green. Now we've got lots of different green tones, as you've seen in our bundle show in the hours before. But look, that matches in literally perfectly. It's the khaki green. It goes with all of your lovely olive and sage tones in here. It also ties in with lots of the other collections as well, because the leaves, for example. So even if you're wanting to get 1/2 metre of Moda and 1/2 metre of khaki to be able to make Dollie, go for it. It's 349.5 metres. So if you want your solid to go with any of these lovely ones. And as I said, it isn't just the sage greens it goes with. If you want to do it as a contrasting fabric with this one, for example, still goes because you've got the petals, the sage green in the petals, in the leaves. The blues as well. It looks beautiful with the blue. With the ochre, I love ochre and green together. I think they're nice colours, aren't they? So that's your khaki by the 1/2 metre. So if you want multiple units of this, then you can. If you're thinking for linings, for quilt backs, no, it won't come as 2 separate pre-cuts this time. This will all come joined up. It will be cut off the bolt for you. 349.5 metre. So the next colour that I went for, I think this one is called Silver. Now this one was one that I was toying with putting it in there, but I think it again goes across all of them as a neutral. So I even thought if you wanted to have this as a background and you want to do an applique project on it, all of your colours are going to work really, really well. Your silver, 1/2 metre, it goes really nicely with your pinks, it goes nicely with the cloud. It goes lovely with the blue, your ochres. Remember, there's a bundle of all of these solid fabrics. Oh, I'm so pleased you love it. Over half the stock's gone. Honestly, it makes you feel, this must be how Delphine feels, but on a different level. Imagine Delphine when she's designed it. I've just picked out colours from the warehouse, but I've already got this warm, fuzzy feeling. The next colour that I chose was peach. Now, again, there was coral, there was, what other colours did we order up? There was like a light pink that we had. This is the most suited. I think it looks lovely with all the cloud colours, these neutrals. It looks beautiful with all of these. It looks really, really lovely. And it doesn't take away from your fabrics. I think when you're doing a stark, well, a solid colour, you don't want it to stand out too much because you want to make your Moda fabric sing. So it's about subtly working with it. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy, but it's nice to be able to just let your Modas do the work. £3.49 again. Christine, thank you. She says, well done, Vicky. I'm just waiting for Lorraine, if I'm honest. Lorraine said to me, well, do you know when loads of people can give you compliments, but then if somebody goes, oh no, that doesn't work, that's the one that sticks out in your head. And Lorraine must have just very kindly said to me, oh no, that colour doesn't go, Vic. I think she even said that it's just not her cup of tea, but I've taken that as a personal attack. So I'm just waiting for Lorraine's approval, then I will feel like Delphine Brooks and I've made it. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day today as well, isn't it? Happy St. Patrick's Day. I've just noticed that you've done a little Clover. Lucky Clover. Pardon? Can I just clarify what Elliot's just said in my ear? Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. I should have put my pants on. Like, have you got underwear on today? Oh, he's got some lucky pants. His St. Patrick's Day pants, which he hasn't got on today. Right, the next colourway that I've picked was Silver Mink. Silver Mink. I've put Silver Mink into quite a few bundles lately. Well, I haven't, Kat has. We've chosen Silver Mink for quite a few. I think it's a lovely warm neutral colour. Again, it's not matching in with your sage green because you've already got that matching colour. But I think especially with the rest of the bundles, it ties in really nicely. So that's Silver Mink, it's 349.5 metre. But as I said, I think this one, if I'm being really honest with myself and my choices, I would use this as part of the bundle more so than the 0.5 metres. But it still does go really nicely. Still looks really nice with lots of the fabrics. This is a bit of a wild card as well. Claret. Claret's quite dark, but actually I still think it works. I still think, especially with the other solids, it still works. It almost brings out some of, which ones was it that I can't remember which one I thought, oh, that really ties in well with. I think it was this one. If you're just using it subtly, it draws on these lovely, deeper plum tones as well. So if you're putting this with, for example, any of your spots, it will draw on any of the plum sort of tones that you've got in the spot. Yeah, I thought that worked really well. And again, we did pick out quite a few different colours. We did a bit of trial and error with it. We had claret, we had crimson, we had rose. Oh, lovely. £3.49. Thank you, Diane, for your message. She just basically said good luck. She was saying that she was told to expect a big baby. I've been told to expect a big baby, and I was a big baby. I was nearly £10. Well, I was £10. That's too big, isn't it? That's too big. Thanks, Elliot. Right, now, this golden, another bit of a wild card in there, but if you incorporate it in with the rest of the colours, you don't need to be, using this as one solid colour, but it still draws in with your lovely golden shade. So this one, for example, I thought looks nice together. Elliot, will you come a bit closer just so you can see? On this one, there are little gold flowers. So this is gold. Now, with these ones, I see more ochre, but this one, it just picks up more of the gold. What do you think? Thank you. I'm just seeking your approval, everyone at home. Or what about this? No, maybe not as much. Maybe if I were to throw a neutral in there to just soften it slightly. I don't know. I'm getting there, aren't I? I'm getting better. Right, so then the final colour is nude. So we had nude, we had beige, we had cream, we had ivory, we had tan. We ordered them all up from the warehouse. Thank you, warehouse team, if you're watching. Because, yeah, it does make a difference, doesn't it? It's very difficult when you're looking at thumbnails on the pictures on the website to know what colours actually match in. If there's any that you want me to physically put next to each other, let me know. We're a live interactive show. Like you're in the shop, tell me and I will put them next to each other and I'll give you my honest advice. And I'm getting good at these colour matching and colour picking, even if I do so myself. So the whole bundle is a new complementing fabric bundle. I hope you agree. It's a lovely complementing bundle. And Kat, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing this in the bundle shows just because it's a nice bundle, isn't it? Look at this. So you've got your golden, you've got your lovely beige, you've got claret, you've got silver mink, you've got your pink, you got your grey and you got your khaki. They're all lovely and they go perfectly with the brand new Moda collection. Right, are you ready? Elliot, are you ready? We're going to go through this really speedy by the half metre. So you've got your complementary fabrics. Less than 5 of the mega bundle left now. Remember, you get all of those 2 metre or 2.5 metre bundles in there at a brilliant, brilliant price. So the blues and the greens, let's do those first, because the bundles, the smaller bundles that we have now completely sold out. We'll go with the greens. So the big floral print on your olive green is this one. It's got the golden centre of the flowers. It's got the lighter green with the deeper olive sage colour as well. This one, I've got the code, bear with, ATW138. Don't tell me it's sold out. I think it might have sold out. Oh, is it gone? Sold out. Please be aware. I think this is going to happen a lot through this this hour. If you have seen anything already on the website, go ahead and check out as soon as you can. We'll show you everything we can. We've got the ditzy prints, brand new in today, with the white spot in the background, a blush pink and a rose pink flower. So this is lovely, isn't it? Smaller projects where you don't want to lose the scale of print. This is ideal. Sorry, just having a sip of my drink. £7, 49.5 metre from your Folktale collection. Now this is a good chance as well. I haven't really spoken about dressmakers. You can absolutely use this for dressmaking. Be aware that it is a quilting weight cotton. Those of you that love Wendy Gardner, if you see her in her amazing dresses, she'll often be here wearing the dresses that she's made. And I know that she uses a lot of quilting weight fabrics, and they look so glam. It's just more of a structured finish. It gives you, it's lovely for cotton summer dresses, really lovely for shirts or blouses. Be aware that if you've got a pattern that calls for like quite a floaty drapey fabric, then this might not be suitable. But for some more structured garments, this would be lovely. And I am imagining a really nice summer dress with this. Isn't it lovely? And that colour, as I said earlier, it isn't a green that, I don't know how to put it politely, but I know lots of people aren't sure about green, whereas this is a lovely country kitchen cottage green. £7, 49.5 metre. £7.49.5 metre. So we're going to go to the stripe next. Green stripe. Oh, by the way, I've just met lovely Vanessa outside. And she's our guest on Yarn Lane today, coming up between 12 and 1 o'clock. And the elephants, are they on pre-order? If you have a look on the Yarn Lane, no, they're not actually. They're not on the website yet. But the elephants are adorable. If you fancy a bit of a crocheting project, oh, I love them. Absolutely love them. They're coming up with Vanessa. She's been on air twice before, I think, with Rebecca Reed. And she's back to show us how exactly we do that. We've got kits and all sorts on Yarn Lane today. Now, the stripe. Sorry, Elliot, in advance if this makes your camera go funny. As long as I keep it very, very still, then I don't think that that's going to interfere with your eyes. Maybe a little bit. At home, it will not strobe, though. It's just the telly. Just the cameras don't like thin stripes. And it is a really fine pinstripe, at that time in green. We'll move on just because I know that it's... No, cameras generally don't like stripes. We've also got this one. Now, this doesn't come in any other bundle as far as I'm aware. Oh, no, you get it in the mustard, in the golden. In Posy... Sorry, are you... Oh yeah, it is in cloud. So it's just different. There we go. So the flowers are in colour and it's the lighter background. So that's the cloud. I love the drawn detail. I think that is so beautiful. This would be really lovely for home furnishings. I'm thinking like a blind and some nice cushions. It's just a really lovely, soft, very opulent and elegant colour, isn't it? What colour piping would you do round a cushion? Maybe the complementing silver mink. Maybe with the khaki green. No, I'd go silver mink maybe. Khaki green. They're lovely, aren't they? We've also got the spot in green. Just because we're going quickly doesn't mean that you've missed out. Does not mean that you've missed out. If Kat takes the graphics out, it's simply because she's like, come on, get a move on, we've got 20 minutes left. No spot in green available. They've all sold out. So they're all the greens. Remember that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2.5 metre bundle has now sold out as well. So grab what you want by the half metre. There's 3 of the mega bundle left. Now the blues, let's do the blue spot because we couldn't do the green spot. The green spot must have been taken for Dollie. I think a lot of people, have jumped ahead and secured what they could by the half metre to do complementing projects or more Dollies. But actually, do you know what? You could still make complementing things because it's all tying in together. They all do complement each other perfectly. 749.5 metre. Because you've got the pink dot from the petal, you've got the red dot from the posy, you've got the gold dot from the golden. It's really lovely, isn't it? It all ties in really nicely together. And the blue, what colour blue would you, it's like a powder blue, isn't it? I'm just looking at the salvage. Can we just see this? I love that Moda always do like different quotations. So E.B. White has said, always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. Always be on the outlook for the presence of wonder. That's lovely, isn't it? Really, really lovely. So that's the blue spot. We also have your pretty posies, which is this one. Posy print with the small scale spot as well. Yeah, they all have the same salvage quotations. Keep those. £7, 49.5 metre. Oh, I'm so pleased that you love this collection. And I think, you know, seeing it in Delphine's project has really given us a bit of inspiration for soft furnishings, for home furnishing. I can imagine, as Delphine said earlier on, Dollie, the draft excluder, I can imagine a really lovely craft fair and then being really, really popular. I'm wondering whether, could you pick out one of these bundles to do the fox? What do you think? £7.49. Just pick which colours you want. They'd look awesome, wouldn't they? Maybe in the ochres. Oh, I don't know. Move on to stripe next. We'll do this quickly. No stripe. It's gone. Sold out. We've also got the... Nope. Gone. The big floral in blue. Right, if you missed the big floral in green, that had sold out before we got to do the half metre. This is it. Go, 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 go. Grab it whilst you can, because this is like a miss it, miss out show. It's a launch show. It feels like a miss it, miss out. I don't know whether fabric's been taken out by our scheduling team for future projects. I'm hoping so, because I don't want this to be the first and last time that we see it, but loads of these are selling out. And right, it's different to with our Rose and Hubble. The Rose and Hubble fabrics we will always have on reorder. There are Moda fabrics and collections that every now and then we might be able to get some back here and there. In terms of whole collections, we generally do not reorder. One, because we want to offer you variety. You don't want to be seeing the same things every day. We want to be able to bring you new and latest collections and different collections. But problem is when we've got a collection as popular as this and it's selling in the first showing, as well as it is, I just fear for people who aren't watching today that might not have a looking at it. So if you're watching on a replay, it's definitely worth calling the customer service team and finding out what's available. I know lots of Delphine shows, people do generally watch, of course, on repeat, and whether it be as they're following the project or whether they're just catching up on Delphine's makes. So they're all the blues. Now, just so you know, the greens and the blues, the smaller bundles have sold out completely. The only way now of getting the greens and the blues in entirety is in the mega bundle. And there are Oh, there's one left. There's one left. One mega bundle left. Check out now if you want it. Now, can we do the golden? Because the golden we can see on the front here with Dollie. And Dollie's body was made from this one. Now that's already sold out. Sold out. What about the spot? We've got the spot. I think anything we've seen in Dollie, I think it's already gone by the half metre. Everybody's thinking, right, I want to buy more of that. I want to buy more. So it's already gone before the show. £7.49 half metre. This is called your Magic Dot. It's got all of those lovely different coloured prints. All those lovely little coloured spots. £7.49 a half metre. We've got Deb on tomorrow, haven't we? Random Deb. Random Deb's in tomorrow. I saw her on Facebook and she put some lovely makes on what she's doing tomorrow. So do make sure you tune in. We've also got the floral. Me. I always do that when I think. Does anybody else do that? Your mum does. Oh, this is nice. It looks different, doesn't it? Again, we've got it in cloud and we had it in the green. But it looks nice with the golden tone. Oh, how pretty is this for spring? For the blankets, picnic blankets. We're going to have picnics soon, everybody. Is anyone else really excited to just sit and have a picnic? I mean, it's just little things, isn't it? I just can't wait to sit and have my lunch out in the garden. But to put out a little picnic blanket or have little napkin rings and make it all fancy. I'd love to go on a really fancy picnic. I remember years ago I went to Royal Ascot and they set up the best picnics I've ever seen in my life there. There were people who had obviously really fancy cars and they'd bring like chandeliers and they'd set up the whole table with loads of big candles and the food looked incredible. But I can imagine like a really fancy picnic with all your Moda, lovely tableware. Now we've also got this one, which is Gypsy's Kiss. It's so gorgeous. This is the one that is got a bit more of a geometric feel to it. This is a bit folky to cats. See, this is what I'd put definitely with more of my complementary fabrics like my claret, my golden, maybe a beige to tie it in, or if you did want to go down the more muted tones route, you could go more misty. Is that one silver mink, khaki and silver, I think that one was called. But they look lovely together, don't they? £7.49 half metre for your Folktale Gypsy Kiss. Okay. Elliot's like, next one. Keep going. How long have we got, Elliot? Right, we can do it. We can do it. Right, I think I've done all of the, I've done all the mustards now. Should we, I've done that one. I've done that one. I've done that one. I've done that one, yeah. We haven't got the stripe. We haven't got the stripe available, I'm afraid. That went all into bundles. Now we've got cloud. I just want to show you them all individually because these are still available. Sorry, like this. They are still available in your 2 metre bundle. We've got the spot. Let's do the spot first. I think for clothes, for children's wear, obviously I'm very broody, thinking of little baby outfits, but this is so pretty. Lovely for nursery bits and bobs as well. Or just thinking like little bunting. Oh, and look at the colours. It's not just an ordinary dot. You've got your ochre, your golden. They're really lovely and soft colours, aren't they? So you've got your khaki, you've got your blue, you've got your pink, you've got the sort of rose in there as well. For £7.49 a half metre. We love that. I'm going to move on just because I know that we're aware of time. We've got Vanessa up on Yarn Lane today. We've got the floral. Now this is the final one. Yeah, this is the final print. It came in the green and it also came in the ochre, but we've only now got it in the cloud. And it is, I don't think it is a white, I think it's an off-white. It's just so soft and so beautiful. It's not stark in any way. It's lovely. £7.49 a half metre. Those of you that have worked with Moda before, message in, let us know how you found working with Moda. It's up to you whether you want to pre-wash your fabrics before, but they do tend to be really, really good quality that you shouldn't really get any shrinkage with them. They're lovely. Are you thinking for a shirt? Men's shirt. Night out after watching the rugby. Oh, I bet you're so excited for that. The Six Nations on at the moment. Oh, I don't watch rugby at all, but I would love to just go to, just go to an event like that. Would just feel the buzz of the people. It would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd love to go to Twickenham. Let's go. Remember, Elliot, what we said in the last couple of hours. I have a baby. I have a baby coming. Twickenham's baby friendly, he's telling me. Okay. Elliot keeps inviting me on these really exciting days out. Yeah, Kieran will go with you. We've also got the little ditzy print. This is your poses. £7.49 a half metre. Isn't that lovely? Oh, honestly, the makes that we've got on Yarn Lane today are adorable. And Rebecca Reed, she came in especially super early before I went on air at 8 o'clock, just to show me and tell me all about the amazing projects that we've got on Yarn Lane. So whatever you do, stay with us. If you've never done crochet before, stay with us. Right, we've only got 10 minutes left, so we've got to go quick. Now, the greige one that I was talking about is this one. It's the only one that has this background colour, and it's absolutely lovely. This is with silver mink, I'd put this, or your beige. Which one? This is from the Cloud range. Just so neutral. Oh, would you put maybe a bit of claret in there? The picture makes it look more green. It has a green cross dot in it, but the background is definitely more of your greige, grey/beige. Nice, isn't it? Really nice. I'd definitely put that with silver mink. Okay, now we've also got the pinks, which is your light pink petals. We've still got 2 bundles to do, Kat. Sorry. Are we all right? These are your lovely pinks with your ochres, your greens. £7.49 a half metre. Request in if there's any that you want me to put together next to each other for the last 10 minutes. We have got time. You can message in on Facebook. I've got the Facebook Live here. Of course, you can message in on the website. £7.49. We've also got the stripe, which is your lovely fine pinstripe in pink. What colour? What is this called? Petal, sorry, in petal. So you've got a really lovely delicate pink and then a white fine line through your pinstripe. They're so pretty, aren't they? So pretty. And it's the pinstripe that Delphine used on Dollie. I know it was in the different colour, but this would make a really, really pretty doorstop as well, wouldn't it? Oh, what colour are you going to have, Kat? Kat's having a draft excluder. Pinks would be lovely, wouldn't it? Pinks would be nice. She also really likes the... I think for a draft excluder, maybe this is too light in cloud, or if it's going to be on the floor, maybe you need to go for your golden. Let's do the spot. Now this one really stands out. You know when we said how subtle the cloud one was? This one's actually a bit different. This has got a really lovely nude, sort of soft pink background, but then look at how bright those colours are. You've got your ochre, you've got your green, you've got your blue, you've got claret, green. They all look amazing. £7.49 a half metre. for your Moda Folktale Magic Dot. And you could use this as sort of a formation. So if you're using these as guides of where you're quilting, they're all obviously in straight lines. It's not a random dot, not like our random Deb. They're all, they are all consistent. So that's the spot. We also have one other from this collection, which is the large scale floral print, which has been so popular in every colourway. It's sold out in green. It might have sold out in blue as well, actually. So to have it in this lovely petal pink, that is really nice, isn't it? I love that background colour. I love that. See, I'd put that with the green and maybe the pink, or the green and silver mink is just going to go with everything. Silver mink is going to go with absolutely everything. £7.49 a half metre. It is your chance to purchase by the half metre if you are thinking of larger projects, if you're thinking of soft furnishings or dressmaking. It will be all cut off the bolt for you. So whereas in the bundles they're already pre-cut into half metres like this, this is your opportunity now to get as much as you want. Now finally, posies. See, if you wanted a pink draft excluder, then this is probably going to be more, what's the word? It's probably going to be better to use as a floor draft excluder. £7.49 a half metre for your Moda Folktale Magic Dot in that lovely spot. This one, which ones are jumping out at you? The ochre, the claret, the blue. They're all jumping out at you then. He says only some of them jump out at me. I can see the green from here. I suppose it depends on where you look at, how you're looking at it. From different angles, it looks slightly different, doesn't it? You've also got your posy. And they all work really, really well together. They all work really well together. If you're mixing and matching any of them, Moda have done the hard work for you. £7.49 a half metre. Your Folktale posy. Gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Don't forget your complimentary bundle. Don't forget that. I want to sell out. I'm being competitive with Kat. She's the bundle queen. Yeah, have a look on the website. Get it, get it, get it. We've got the stripe, half a metre, 112 wide, quilting weight. I will hold this very still. No hands. £7.49 a half metre. We do also have this availability. We do have very limited availability of all of the posies together. So just the reds together, you get 2.5 metres for £36.99. Kat saying, I can't urge you enough to go on the website and check out on anything because it's all so limited now. Have a look at what you can get because there's so that are limited. There's one of the mega bundle. There's still one of the whole mega bundle. You've still got a chance. Don't think you've missed out. I think it's the curse of the one sometimes. When I say there's only one left, then it will just sit there for ages. And everyone think, oh, there's no point. Someone else will get it. There is still one opportunity to get the whole mega bundle. On split pay as well. £7.49 a half metre. Thank you. We've done it. £7.49 and the last one. That is literally timed perfectly, isn't it? This is literally timed perfectly. 1 minute. 1 minute. We've still got the menu to do tomorrow. Your gold will go with this. Your khaki will go with this. Your silver mink. Put whichever ones you want. The complimentary bundle is on the website. They all work really, really well, even if I do so myself. So we still have availability of the complimentary bundle, one of the mega bundle, 2 of the petal bundles, 2 of the cloud bundles, and 2 of the posy bundles. Everything else is selling very, very quickly by the half metre, so do make the most of those on the website. It's been amazing today. Thank you ever so much for all of your company. Stay with us though, because we are going to stay with you for another hour with Vanessa on Yarn Lane. So tomorrow is us again. It's us again. We've got 8 a.m. embroidery and hand sewing. You have jam-packed that hour, haven't you? And the early bird is one of my favourites. I've not seen it as an early bird before. 9 o'clock, we've got Rosie Rabbit Toy with Random Deb. At 10 o'clock, we've got Fabrics. I hope she doesn't mind me calling her Random Deb. She started calling herself Random Deb now. We've got fabrics and we've got books at 10 o'clock. And then we've also got the gondola basket. That sounds interesting. At 12 o'clock. When we say sewing machines, we will do as many as we possibly can, and we'll also put some other bits and bobs, like we've got adjuster forms on tomorrow's show as well. So do make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, here is your chance to switch over if you're watching online. Stay where you are if you're watching on your television, but if you are watching on YouTube, then you can go to, pardon? Oh, YouTube's the same, sorry, but if you're watching on Facebook, it's Yarn Lane TV, or on the website it's Yarn Lane TV, and we've now got everything on pre-order. We're going to be joined by Vanessa in the next couple of minutes, so stay where you are. If you are joining us for Sewing Street tomorrow morning, I'll see you then. In the meantime, have a lovely day, stay exactly where you are. Vanessa's coming up with me after this.